And we are live, but let me turn off the fan right now. It is an edition of ThursDIAZ, Beto Duran. And, we've missed you a while, and we're just going to get straight to it. Start a little bit after 8 o'clock because it was fights on ESPN TV today. We're watching Jesse Magdaleno get the victory. We're not going to break them all down, but today it's a special show. We have Joel Diaz. And normally it's ThursDIAZ, but Roberto Diaz is unavailable. And what happened, Coach? What happened there? Oh, what happened there? So, background. All right. So, Roberto Diaz was like, wait, I can't make it today, Beto. Joel, I was like, hey, are you in for the show? And you said, yes, I'm there, Beto, right? Estoy listo.
Yes.
And then I was like, hey, I send you a message. I got a guy. His name is Razo. Tu gallo is here, Coach. I know you're excited.
It's still ThursDIAZ. It's still ThursDIAZ because he's part of the family.
Razo's el gallo.
So, nothing changes. Razo is Javier Razo Diaz.
So Razo, no pressure on you because you're an entertaining guy, you're fun, all that other stuff. But a lot of people when they get in front of a camera, they get nervous and they get quiet. So if you don't deliver within the first 5 minutes, you're gone, bro. So
all right,
send it.
All right. Send it. Let's start off. Let's have a little drink. No, you guys always taking drinks. I'm down for that.
What do you got, Gallo?
I'm a little nervous.
What do you got,
Razo? Don Julio 70.
Nice.
Se está acabando, pero mira, I got backup. Well, you should know about this one if you can see it.
I got two of those.
A little Don Ramon. That we're gonna try that one now.
Oh, actually, what? Actually, look. Just give me a second. What?
Oh man, there we go. This is good.
Already. Come on, what the hell?
This is good.
Oh,
two of them, Ramon.
There we go.
Wow, 2 of those bottles.
See?
Wow. Well, everybody's in.
I told you.
Look, I got one too. Don Julio. I went and got the
chill.
squirt. I put it in the bottle right now. So there we go. So everybody's there. So if you're watching, pour yourself a little shot, pour yourself a drink, and then we'll get going on ThursDIAZ because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks. And out of respect to what's been going on in the country, we're not going to get into all of that. But just it wasn't a time to just really be cotorrando and just all that other good stuff. So right now, Coach, you have your shot.
Let me get it. Hold on.
Antonio Diaz wants to know: is that the one I bought you? Yeah. Everybody's excited for Razo. Like
I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little nervous.
We'll get it going right now.
¿Está listo, Coach?
Open that bottle.
Right now. Let's
Y de la botella
right now.
What are you drinking, Coach? What is it? ¿Botella de qué?
Don Ramon.
Don Ramon.
Yes, that's this one right here.
That's that one.
Yep.
Wait, so
I'm
Don
gonna finish
Ramon.
at 70. I'm gonna finish at 70, and then we're gonna hit that Don Ramon.
So Don Ramon. Is Don Ramon expensive?
Hey, come on, bro. I'm not on Roberto status here.
Yeah, we don't have like 13,000.
I ain't got no Louis the 13th. I got Don Ramon the number 1. I'm not no Louis out here.
All right, well here we go. Saludos, everybody. Here's your cheers. I got the no whining shot glass.
Mine's coming right now.
Oh, you're
we'll
coming.
Take another one.
You're coming, then we got wait.
We'll take another one.
Razo, you saw what happened the first time I did the show with Joel. I fell out of the chair. I went outside and peed in the grass, and the show was still going. And I was loaded, right? So relax. We got time, plenty of time to do all kinds of shows. So right now, just like everybody know, if you're watching on YouTube,
Celeste brought me Don Julio 70.
Nice.
So
that's good.
Ay, pues,
cheers.
Saludos to everybody watching ThursDIAZ.
Chalupas.
Pinche Razo.
Let's go.
All right.
Vámonos.
So first of all, let's coach.
Oh.
Wow. All right, I'm ready now. Boxing is back. What's going on in the Joel Diaz training camp? What update us from what's going on in India with you?
What's going on with me right now? It's we're still training. We got we never stopped training. We're still moving on. I started training a kid. I trained a Golden Boy fighter. His name is Ruslan Mediev. Ruslan brought a friend of his that was training in LA when the pandemic started, and his name is Bobber John. And He's a welterweight, solid welterweight, 10-0, 8 knockouts. And when he came to me, I thought he just wanted to use the facility because everything else was closed. But then Ruslan told him, "Hey, how do you like the training?" He says, "Man, I love this training. It's totally different. This is another level." So he decided to stay. The kid is really, really learning, improving. He's actually sparring Tomas Delorme right now. And yesterday, he was offered a fight. He was offered a fight next Tuesday in Vegas. So he took the fight, and I'm gonna go to Vegas to experience this new events, going on with this new protocols and new rules and all that stuff.
So you're going to Vegas
Saturday. I'll be in Vegas on Saturday, and other than that, I got Tomas Delorme fighting July 25th. He's fighting Jamal James. I guess it's confirmed he's gonna be in LA. He told me. I was told yesterday. It's a PVC event, and I was told it was either in Vegas or in LA, and I guess it was confirmed it's in LA, July 25th.
Okay. So you're going to Vegas Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And what have they told you what to expect?
Well, I spoke to Pete Susan. He's one of the guys, the organizers for Top Rank. He just called me basically like 20 minutes ago, and all he told me was this: you gotta be in Saturday before 2 o'clock. He says, and make sure that you have everything you need, because you ain't going out. I mean, if you go out of the hotel, you cannot come back in. I mean, you have to go through a different process, And once we get there, I guess we gotta go to some checkups and stuff, and we have to go. We gotta be quarantined for a whole day on Sunday, and then Monday's the weigh-ins, and only 2 people, fighter plus 2, and that's basically it. He just said, bring your snacks, bring whatever you go look for when you're in a hotel, because you're not gonna be able to have that access to be in and out. You're gonna come to the hotel, check in your room, and then you're gonna go to certain tests, and that's it.
Wow. So you get on the floor and that's it. You're not going anywhere, and
No.
you can't take anybody with you, right?
Well, just the team. It's just
No, I'm talking about
actually
your family.
no.
Nobody can.
No. It's only fighter plus 2. That's it.
So no wife, no manager, nothing.
No manager, nothing.
Interesting. So
Yes.
at all on that floor, nobody.
Nobody. Just the fighter plus trainer and assistant. That's it. They provide the cut man, and that's it.
That is going to be interesting.
And Razo, your man David Real joined us, watching us from Wyoming. So we got people watching in Wyoming. I met David. That's a good dude right there, man, with the Rams games.
That's my boy Dave right there.
Razo, you work as a matchmaker at Golden Boy. What's been going on in your job right now? What are you doing?
We are just gathering information, trying to get our protocol so that we can have our show. Obviously, we are with the commission. They're telling us this is what they expect and stuff like that. So we're just with Carlita and Joel and Rob, and we're just gathering disinfectants and supplies actually too to get our show going. We want to get our show going also.
Wow, okay. And then Golden Boy, is it still possibly 4th of July? That's what you're hearing, right?
That's what we're hearing.
But nothing confirmed.
No fireworks yet.
No fireworks. The only fireworks going on are the ones that are in your backyard.
That's right.
East
That's
LA.
right.
Razo,
We're
the king
in
of
East
East
LA, baby. You're not gonna hear crickets. You're gonna hear fireworks.
And I'm hearing him here in Carson too. What's going on? All right, Razo. So the reason we brought you on is you're a matchmaker at Golden Boy. You're wearing the Golden Boy shirt.
I help Roberto. Yeah.
Yeah, and you work with Roberto, making the fights, all that other stuff. How hard is it to be a matchmaker? For everybody who says on Twitter that it's really easy, how hard is it?
It's hard. I mean, you can't go to school for this. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm learning from the best, from Roberto, and with Eric Gomez a little bit before he became president. but it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare trying to get opponents. It's a nightmare trying to. They always want, it's the money situation, but to make the fight, it's always, when the weight and the money and things like that. So it's hard. It's hard to try and get fighters, opponents, stuff like that. I think I do better when it's like last minute ones.
Well, like today, I needed an opponent for Joel or a partner, and I was like, all right, who do I call? Razo answered the call. Razo made weight today.
Exactly.
Razo's making weight.
Look, I've been a witness, and I can tell you this. Like Razo said, you don't go to school for this. You learn as you go, as a matchmaker. I mean, it's not an easy job. I mean, when you got people all over, and you're making calls everywhere. There's times in which these guys don't sleep, and and I'm a witness. There's times in which they don't sleep because the opponent they brought in is not gonna make weight, and they're like, is he gonna make weight or not? And if he doesn't make the weight, a replacement. You gotta find a replacement. So they're on the phone making calls and making sure that they got everything in order to compete. I mean, medicals and stuff. It's a very, very tough business. I mean, a lot of credit to Roberto, a lot of credit to Razo, and all the people, every single person in the company, they do their job well, and it's a stressful job.
Yeah.
Matchmaking is a very tough job.
And like I said, like I'm still learning.
How many years you been a matchmaker, Razo?
It's not even. I mean, matchmaking like a fish, like 2, 3 maybe. I've been there for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I came in with the intent to help them out, but dude, I started as a driver. You know what I mean? Like I started as a driver, so anybody's dreams that I want to do this and like I'm literally when that song came out, started from the bottom, now I'm here. That was like my song right there. I used to love that song dude, because I mean, literally started as a fan to a driver and just kind of worked your way up, and it's and Roberto's awesome at what he does. You know what I mean? He to put some of these big fights that have happened and are gonna happen, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay, so there is no matchmaking school, right?
Nope.
All right, here we go. Can anybody become a matchmaker?
I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes because it could happen. Put the work into it.
Yeah.
Put the work into it, and you can be a matchmaker.
You find the right mentor.
We have a lot of fans that,
You find a mentor, and then you just go to work.
Yes. And I'm like I said, I'm learning from the best, from Roberto. And
you have to learn boxing. You have to know boxing so that you can make the proper matches as well. I mean, there's matches that are not suitable for certain opponents at the right time, for certain fighters at the right time, and those are the things that you gotta know. I mean, and you gotta be like he says. He was a fan. He went from a fan to a driver, but along the road, he met a lot of fighters.
Yes.
And you gotta get to know styles, So, and you gotta have the contacts and where to make the call. I mean, if you want anybody, I think that you can be a matchmaker if you want, but you have to put in a lot of work. And it's that hands-on training type of work. It's like there's no such thing as a book or a computer to learn how to be a matchmaker.
Exactly. You gotta love the sport. Gotta love the sport.
And it's as Jessica Rosalo said, anybody can be a matchmaker on Twitter. Yeah, anybody can match a champ against a champ. Tell me the 4-0 against the 1-3 where it's going to be a decent fight to get it. And that's the reason we have the ThursDIAZ show, because I love asking all these different questions, trying to figure things out. And, Razo, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is because your story is inspirational, because you're a boxing fan and you love what you're doing. And I've seen you stressed out so many times over a guy, as an announcer, I know he's going to get smoked. He's going to get knocked out. But this is such a big issue because if that fight doesn't happen, then it messes up the whole show. And it's only a 4-round. And it's like, when I first came into this world, I didn't know what was really going on about those 4-rounders, the 6-rounders. Then I learned those are the most important ones of the night for the business side. and that's what the
Mm-hmm.
fans don't see. So
I
you,
understand.
okay, Razo, some of the nightmares that you've had guys stopped at the border, stuff
Yes.
taken away, like things. Wait, what happens there?
You gotta find a replacement. But yeah, I mean, you literally, the border patrol has gotten good. We've had guys that come, are going through customs, the border patrol, and these guys are saying, "Oh, we're coming here for vacation," and then the border patrol goes on box track. "Oh, isn't that your name right there? You're not coming here for vacation." You know what I mean? So you get, that's like some issues there. Some of them come empty-handed with nothing, no cup, no mouthpiece. They're here to fight. That's it. So I'm struggling to find corners for them. I'm struggling to find a cup for them. It's pretty crazy.
Wait, so you've had opponents come in with just by themselves with no cup?
Yes. No
No equipment.
shorts.
No equipment
No
whatsoever.
shorts. You guys probably seen some of these guys fight in like basketball shorts
Yeah.
and like tennies or something, some high tops, and yeah, and the part is that they come in. We're doing the weigh-in, and at the weigh-in is when they're telling me, no tengo shorts. No, no tengo. Yo nomás me vine así. But it's sometimes those fighters, you get some good fights because I'm just here to fight. And they come and they put up some good fights.
Yeah.
So what happens if you don't find an opponent, Razo?
Roberto gets upset with me. But for the most part, Jorge's been a witness. I've tried to the very end, even on the weigh-in day. I'm still trying to get someone, or we're trying to find someone. We're trying to save the fight as much as we can. We want a fight for our kids that have been training for weeks, and that's their job. Their job is to fight and get paid. So we literally try to the very end to save the fight.
Razo, so during the fight week, let's just say it's a StubHub, right? There's a fight week on a Saturday. You have 8 cards. What is your week like for what you're doing?
On my part, majority of it is, do the fighters have medicals? Make sure the fighters get here. That's the big one right there. Like Monday, Tuesday, I get calls from the driver saying, "Hey, the guy's not here." What do you mean he's not here? So then I have to call Carla and be like, "Hey, this guy jump on the plane?" And it's like, "Nope, he never got on the plane."
Oh,
So we're a week out. We're a couple of days. Okay, that's okay. Let's find a replacement there. They come in usually. If they have to do medicals, they go do medicals. Uh, Obviously, they have like press conference and media, the workouts and stuff like that. But majority of the part is make sure they're here and they're fully licensed, fully medical, and on weight.
and
Because
on
the
weight.
weight is a big one.
What if they're 5 pounds over the day before a weigh-in?
5 pounds we can kind of work with.
Yeah.
You can kind of work with 5 pounds. You'll
Now,
be
Joel,
surprised.
now this is where it's pretty cool to have you guys on the same time because Razo is getting the opponent for a fighter that Joel has, right? Let's just say a hypothetical scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So Joel, you have your guy who's 10-0, tu guy ready to go. Razo calls you on Thursday and is like, Joel, I don't know if his opponent's going to make weight. What do you do then?
Well, that's when you come in as a trainer and do your job. He has to make weight. I mean,
No,
I'm
no, I'm
not
talking about
gonna.
your the opponent, the guy you're going to fight. Razo calls you and says, your opponent is having trouble making weight.
That's why.
He's telling me he
Me,
has to
me,
make
me
weight.
as a trainer, I'm doing my job. I cannot say, okay, if he's not making weight, it's okay. We can fight at weight because right there is like I'm taking away from my fighter's job. He did his job. He made the weight. It's not my fault that the opponent came overweight. He needs to be responsible and make the weight regardless. And then what we have to do is get him on the scale. And if he doesn't make the weight, he needs to go back and try. But I'm very considerate with some fighters.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see they really tried and they're really beat, and I say, you know what, it's okay. If he can lose half a pound, there's techniques for everything. I mean, I always work this way. If my fighter makes weight, the opponent didn't make weight, and I just want to make them suffer a little bit so that they know that they gotta have responsibility. If he's 2 pounds over and he has to lose a pound, I'll say, okay, lose a half a pound. Oh, I can't. At least lose a half. Half. Meanwhile, my fighter's already eating. He's already resting. His recovery is gonna be, he's already eating and resting, so his recovery is gonna be faster. By then, that kid's working out, still training, you know, trying to make the weight. By then, my fighter's already done eating and stuff.
So is it
So
right, Razo? Like after a weigh-in, when everybody leaves, but then you stick around. If a guy misses weight, where you're standing there, that's what's going on.
Yes, yes, because somebody has to come back and reweigh themselves.
Oh, yeah. So on a fight day, you're stressing.
Not necessarily the fight day, the weigh-in day.
I mean, the weigh-in day.
Yes, that's the big one. That's the big one where they make weight, or if they don't make weight, and sometimes there's two or three of them that don't make weight. So obviously, Joel says, you know what, we want to fight, make them lose this much, and then there's a percentage that they take off their check or whatever. So I've got to go make a deal with this guy, and then there's another team that they're overweight, so I got to go deal with them. So now you're dealing with different attitudes, different fighters, different managers, trainers. So if you have one, maybe at a weigh, okay. But when you have two or three, that's half your card right there. Now you're like, let's go. You gotta lose a weight. When you signed this contract, you told me you were gonna make the weight. You're being, irresponsible.
Have you ever had a card where everybody made weight?
Yeah, yeah. And funny stories is that we're moving along very nicely. Everybody's making weight, and then somebody from the commission, hey, not bad, huh? Everybody's making weight, and I'm like, oh, dude, come on, don't even jinx me. And it's
yeah,
happened a couple times where as soon as they say that, and then I look at him and I just want to hit him in the face. I'm like, come on, and he's like, man, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But it's happened, and then we've had it, and we're moving along, and then I'm looking at the drivers because they check weights for me
yeah.
sometimes, and I'm like, and they're like, give me the thumbs up, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good, I'm good. Once the weigh-in part for us kind of happens, and everybody makes weight, and everybody's good, that's a big relief for us. You know, a lot of times, that's our like work day prior to making the fights. That's the big work like day stress day. The fights is like easier
Yeah.
or easy, like kind of not easier, but it's kind of like you get to enjoy of what Roberto match or what the fights come about.
Now, Razo, so when you're negotiating a fight and you're trying to figure things out, the big thing is obviously money, right? Where somebody's calling you, and I'm not going to get to too many details, but when you call somebody, you offer them because that's what's in the budget, right? Like that's what we have. Here it is. And then now, but a last minute replacement te tiene, where they can say a little bit more, right? Because Joel's guy wants to fight.
Yes, and they kind of, like Roberto said it the other day, they kind of have us. They're kind of in control of you know what I mean? Like I'm offering this much and they're trying to weasel a little bit more. We kind of need them, you know what I mean? And there's times when it's like, you know what? No, we're not going to give it to them and that's it. But so that everybody knows, we remember these things. So next time we want to use this guy, and it's kind of like, oh, remember this guy did this and this and this to us? Roberto's very good at remembering things. Everybody knows me, bro. I forget a lot of things.
See, and those are the things a lot of people don't see. That there's fighters like that they know that the promotion needs them to come through to make the fight happen, and they get greedy. If you say, okay, I'm gonna give you $10, they say, no, I want 20, and you're like, man, I need this guy, you know. Okay, I'll give you 18. No, I want 20. They'll stick to the number. Okay, I'll give you the 20. But then, like he says, they'll remember next time. They're like, okay, you know what? This guy was like, I mean, when you can just say, okay, it's okay, and you got more times into the card, later on you have more opportunities. But maybe you close your door at that time just by being greedy.
And
Razo,
it's happened before where some of the fighters like, I just want an opportunity, and we like, okay, yeah, hook me up on this one, and I'll get you another fight. We'll get another fight in the future, and then we'll take care of you there. And it's
Razo,
happened before. Yes, sir.
an important day last year. Ace of SoCal brings it up. What do you do when the marshals arrest a fighter the day of the weigh-in.
He remembers. You remember me
Oh man.
when I was behind the curtain yelling, "What? What do you mean he got arrested?"
Yeah, the Ryan Garcia, Avery Sparrow. I'm standing there and I'm there, ready to work the next day. Ryan's there, and then I look at Razo, and I've seen Razo a lot of times frazzled, and I hear, and Razo's behind the curtain. We're on a live stream. Like,
Supposedly nobody could see me or hear me.
no, we all heard you because they heard you on the stream. What do you mean he got arrested? When they named him, and you were just like nobody knew what was going on. It was just going back and forth, and Razo, hey, has a smile. He's always gonna figure things out. That day, Razo, se acabó, bro. You were.
That was the main event. Come on. I mean, what? I'm like, he's upstairs. Like, I just saw him. I literally saw him in the lobby, a couple hours earlier. So I'm like calling everybody, pals, like, where's he at? And then he's not answering. So then I'm like, oh my God, that was crazy. That was a crazy fight. That whole show was.
The whole thing. And I just remember Razo said, "You don't need to talk to Roberto. I'm on the phone." And then he got arrested. Okay.
Okay, you need to call Roberto.
Yeah, that's what you said. When you're like, he got arrested, call Roberto. But you, Coach, have you ever gone to a fight and your opponent, I don't want to say get arrested, but he just disappears?
No, not necessarily at that level, but I had a fight actually when Vicente Escobedo fought Robert Guerrero, and that was in New Jersey. I think if it was the day of the fight, we're in the dressing room already, and they said, "Hey, there's no fight." What do you mean? Well, somebody came in. They're in Robert Guerrero's dressing room, and they're gonna stop it right now. I think it was the IRS. Saw two guys with a suit and a tie, and they're in the room. So we're like, we have to wait now because they're not gonna let them fight. So we were worried. Vicente Escobedo invested a lot of time in the fight. He wanted to fight, and we're ready. And it was the day of the fight in the dressing room when they came into Robert Guerrero's dressing room, and we're like, "Oh man, are you serious? We're not gonna fight." We waited. They solved the issue. Robert Guerrero fought, but he didn't get paid. That was it. But they took care of the issue. I don't know how they worked it out. He got paid, or he paid his debt. But
He probably just signed over the check, whatever.
yeah, or something like that. But the fight happened. But in that moment, I thought, we're not fighting. They're already there. I saw those two guys go in the dressing room with Robert Guerrero, and then they start talking about. You hear everybody whispering, like, "Oh man, are you serious?"
Yeah.
So, but it did happen, But it's concerning. It is.
You can hear something, but like I said, only in boxing. The IRS in your locker room as you're ready to fight, like, hey, garnishing wages right now. Like,
there's so much that happens.
Too.
There's so much that happens that people don't see. People just, a lot of fans just watch fights. They go to an event and they watch a fight. Most of the people they sit at home and turn on the TV and watch a fight and enjoy it. Which is what it's supposed to be. But they don't see the things that happen behind stages. The things the matchmakers, the things the promoters go through, the cut men. Every single person that evolves around the sport of boxing has a story, regardless what it is. Even if you have a bucket guy, that guy has a story, and there's always going to be stories in the sport of boxing because there's always new experiences.
Every single fight, there's always something new that you see. Okay, all right. So Lemorbrina is just bringing this up, Razo. I'm going to ask it now. She says, when your opponent asks for too much, so your pay is cut. She said her last fight, something happened. Her
last fight?
Hey, Salem. So let's bring it up. She said her last fight, her opponent was something else for you, Razo. But you got to deal with that.
Yeah, no. She was something. I remember. She remembered that when I told Salem, "Hey, kick her ass."
Why'd you do that? Just getting you upset?
No,
She was demanding too much.
but you know what it was too. Sometimes it's not even the fighter; it's the trainer or the manager or somebody that's with them. Maj- I mean, majority of the time the fighters are good or decently. It's the people that are around them sometimes that give you a bad vibe, and you're like, you know what? Forget that guy, or I'm trying to help him out here, and then they do this to me or whatever. You know what? If like a fighter comes and he's, hey, I need help. I only have one cornerman. I need another one or something like that. And let me try and help you out. And when they start acting up with me, I'm like, you know what? You're on your own. If that's the case, you're on your own. Because that's why I have like cuñado
Yeah, your
license. Because
crew.
if I ever need them, boom, I have a cornerman for them. If the guy says, hey, can you pay me a little more? I'm gonna go by myself. I'll get a corner over there. Okay, then we hook them up, and then Cuñado and Joel Jr. come in. They come into action. We got them.
That's the thing. It's okay. I've been working with Golden for the last 6 years. Every single fight, I see something new, Coach. You told me that a couple years ago when we met. You're Beto. You're always gonna see something new at a fight, and it really is. Whether it's a drunk green card girl in Puerto Rico who's asking to get paid after she didn't even work, or a guy who gets arrested by the police or gets detained, or there's always something going on. And you brought that up, Coach, right now, where you said there's a bucket guy. He has a story. Everybody in boxing has a story, and that's why I love doing ThursDIAZ because of the stories. And this is why I brought this up. Razo, on a fight night, cool. During the week, it's out of control. What's the craziest call that you've gotten where you were just like, oh man?
Dude, I've had a couple of them. There's
Let's
been a
go.
couple.
It's ThursDIAZ.
The recent one was February 14th with
Perivan?
Beck. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
with Perivan.
With
That was
who?
the one, the Perivan.
Beck,
Uh,
Beck the Bully was supposed to fight Marco Antonio Perivan.
Uh-huh.
Cano.
All right, so tell it,
Yeah,
Razo. Tell the story,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
You're on ThursDIAZ. Tell the story. We want the
He
people
was supposed.
engaged.
Okay, so once upon a time, oh, he was supposed to fight Beck, and I get a call in the morning that he's in the hospital and he's not going to be able to fight. This is the day of the weigh-in, correct, Joel? It was the day of the weigh-in when I called you? No, the
Yeah,
day before?
it was no, it was the morning of the weigh-in.
Of the weigh-in, yeah.
It was early morning because you called me like around 6 a.m.
Oh,
That, this kid's in the hospital, that they found him passed out, and all these things, right? So then, dude, right there, you're just waking up. I was like, what the hell? So there we go, trying to find a replacement. I gotta make that call to Roberto, which I hate making those calls
Yeah.
to Roberto. And we lost that big of an opponent at that stage of the week. You know, when it happens, not to say it's okay when it happens to a 4 rounder or a 6 rounder, but when it happens, this is a 10 round fight or 8 round fight. That's more, all fights are important, but that was a big deal. That was that's one of them.
that was supposed to be
And,
on the zone too, right?
yeah, and
Yeah,
going back to how hard it is to be a matchmaker. And can anybody be a matchmaker? At that point, I became a matchmaker myself because
yeah,
ask them because I know a lot of people. I get calls from Argentina. I get calls from Brazil. I get calls from different places, right? And they call me and they tell me, "Hey, Coach Diaz, I have a list of fighters if you ever need them." So they send me lists of fighters, weights, records, and some that have medicals already ready to fight. So then when Razo tells me that, I make calls. I'm
yeah.
calling a
Joel,
guy.
Joel was already like, let me help you out. Let me help you out here. I'm like,
Yeah,
let's call everybody, you know.
I called a guy in Florida. I called a guy in San Diego. I called a guy here in Phoenix and here and there. I was trying to find an opponent for my fight. And then at the same time, Roberto's out there trying to find an opponent. And then the manager, Beck's manager, is trying to find an opponent. So at that point, everybody's trying to find an opponent for Beck. And it's just something that has to get done. And at last moment, Razo found one, and
Didn't last very long, but we found one.
The
But
fight
the
got
hard
made,
part
right?
was it happened. Yeah, but the
Fight
hard
got,
part was it was like the day of the weigh-in, or it was the day before, or the day of the weigh-in. But this guy was medicaled. He, said he was going to be on weight, this and that. So we went with it. The other calls you dread hearing is the day of the weigh-in. You get that call in the morning. Hey, this guy's overweight. Okay, how much? 10 pounds. What? 10 pounds? We got a problem. That's a big problem. And it's those are the calls you hate to get. It's always going to be the weight issue, like on the day of the weigh-in, or you get a fighter that comes from out of the states and he goes to do medicals, and for some reason doesn't pass his eye exam, and then now you're like, man, I already flew him in, and now he didn't pass his eye exam. Now I got to find a replacement. Those are the type of calls that sometimes we're getting that that you're not used to it. So some of these bigger shows, guys, like the Canelo shows or the bigger shows, majority of those shows that Roberto puts on are responsible on the A side and on the B side where the fights are going to be good. So the opponents are like, oh, I'm going to be in the Canelo. They all think the Canelo card, the Canelo card, the Canelo card. So majority of those people come in responsible with the weights and this and that. So it'd be nice if they can be like that for all the fights. But in reality, it just that doesn't happen.
Razo. You know what, Razo? Oh, there go the cuetes. They're going off right now in Carson. We've been on the show for 35 minutes. Razo, get another shot. You're doing good. The people are loving you right now. Now tu gallo se está calmando, coach.
No. He needs to relax. He needs to
He needs to
relax.
relax. We need to hear more
All three,
Razo stuff.
all three of us are drinking the same tequila.
Don Julio?
Yeah,
Se está
70.
acabando.
Yeah,
Se está
you guys have Don
acabando, pero
Julio.
hay
I
que
got a Don
comprar.
Julio bottle with apple juice, so don't worry.
No, that's what Marco Pelayo says.
No.
Que le pone agua.
Don Julio 70.
Yeah, a little too much.
They gave you too much. Coach didn't even wait.
They didn't wait for us. Are we
You can stay too long.
You guys
Stay
stayed too long.
Salud.
Salud, Razo. Now we're going to start telling stories for Razo.
Send it, Razo. Send it.
Send it.
Woo!
I'm gonna get fired up and I'm gonna put on the oldies and the jams
There we
and the
go.
disco.
There we go. Now, Razo, what the heck does send it mean? You have your own hashtag. Send it. What does that mean?
That's one of my friends. He would always say that when we play cards, when we play golf or whatever. He always he's like, come on, send that shit. And so I got se me pegó. So for everything, I just started like, yeah, send it.
He was playing at the New York, an event, and I heard somebody playing. What were you playing? Craps?
Oh, I think it was roulette.
Roulette. He was playing roulette, and all you hear from far away is, "Send it." I'm walking in the lobby, going to the casino, and I hear somebody say, "Send it," and I go, I recognize that voice. So I go out to look. Yeah, he was playing roulette, and I mean I think that night he won. He made some good money that night, and you could hear him from far away.
Celeste was with you, right? Celeste was with you.
Yeah, Celeste was with me.
Birthday? Come on, we'll put it on your birthday. We started putting our numbers
And
on birthday.
send it.
Hey, and if I win, you're gonna hear it, bro. You're gonna hear me from way over there. You'll know when I'm winning, but when I'm losing, you're not gonna hear it. Damn,
you're nothing.
He celebrates with everybody around here and there. And you know what I like about Razo? That he controls the whole tailgate party. He is the man on a tailgate party.
Oh, yeah.
There is nobody that can control a tailgate party like Razo.
Razo's the only guy who I know who doesn't pay to park at a tailgate.
we pay.
I don't know how it's like the $300 lot, and they're paying Razo to be there. They pay him to go to the tailgate. Now, Coach, when did you meet Razo?
When he was a driver.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I met Razo when he started working for the company, and I met him because him being a driver, he would pick up my team, and here and there, and we just became friends, and then you just see him move him up, and now he's my guy. Look, he's there, and and very happy to see that he is where he is because nothing comes easy in life. You know, everything,
Thank you, Gallo. Thank you.
everything is a process. You know, and it's based on what the effort you put into, and all the effort that he put in. I remember when he was picking up people at the airport, taking them from the hotels to here and there, and now he don't no longer he don't need to do that. Now you see him with a tie and a suit, and he walks around like he's the man. And like you said, he started from the bottom. Now he's here.
Yeah, he's
now,
It was
now I'm on a
it wasn't
Thursday
easy.
show.
now he's on ThursDIAZ. Even Tonio recognizes him. Tonio says he's my buddy. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, Razo, you obviously a boxing fan. You knew who Joel Diaz was. The relationship you guys have, because it's pretty cool to see it. No matter what, mi gallo, mi gallo, mi gallo. And we've talked about this. I think everybody after watching one ThursDIAZ show becomes the honorary Diaz. But you see the respect that they have from the people in the sport of boxing. You've traveled with Joel, so I know when you've been watching the shows during the week, you've seen it in different countries and different cities where people are like, come up to Joel for those pictures, right? You've seen that experience.
Yeah,
How cool is that?
it's awesome, dude. I mean, Joel's an awesome guy, dude. I mean, he always been like open. He opens up his house to us and stuff like that. You know, nos invita a una carnita, and he's a good friend. You know what? He is family.
And
And
the question is, though, Razo, have you ever gone to Joel Diaz's house and had a platter of rattlesnake?
Negative, and negative, and negative, negative. I'm good on that one.
Joel, what the heck is going on with the rattlesnake platter yesterday?
well, it was ready, and I have two more over here. I have two more full rattlesnakes, and the thing is, my little girl asked me the other day, Dad, is a snake ready to eat? I said, Yeah, you want a piece? And she goes, Yeah, whenever it's ready. So one of my nephews came over last night, and he makes sushi. He makes sushi from scratch himself. So he wanted to bring different sorts of sushi. So we had sushi, myself, my wife, my kids, everybody. And later on, he's a tequila drinker. He's one of those guys that he loves tequila. So, but he's learning and he's asking me, "Hey, Tio, so what do you think about this tequila? What do you think about?" So I'm basically guiding him. You know, this tequila is okay. This is better than this, and no, don't try that. No, whatever. So all of a sudden, I start pulling bottles. Another, try this one, try this one, try this one. No, I pulled out like maybe like 6 or 7 different kinds of tequila, and wow. And then all of a sudden, I pulled out a mezcal. I pulled out a mezcal that comes with some grinded worms, salt worms, and grinded crickets, right? And he goes, "What is this?" I go, "This is salt that you eat with your mezcal." Wow. And then he goes, "I see you got snake. One day I want to try it." I go, "Well, if you want to try it now, I'll go get one right now. I got 3." So I went, I got one snake, I cut it in pieces, just put lemon on it, and he really liked it. He goes, I gave him a piece, and then he gave a piece to his girlfriend, and the girlfriend was like, "Oh, it's not bad. It's like dry fish. It tastes like dry fish." He ate a whole piece, and then I go, "You want another one?" Sure. He had 3 pieces of the
I
snake,
was like, nope,
and
nope.
you know
I'm good.
he was enjoying it. It was good.
It's like in La Bamba when Tata and Richie and Bob were there in Tijuana after you got the tattoo and they had the rattlesnake and they did the. No, 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 no. And that's the
You
snake
should,
you caught a couple weeks ago?
yeah, you should see how much people message me that they want to buy them off me. There's people that are like, "Please, coach, whenever you get one, let me know. I'll pay," because people use it for certain reasons. There's people that, I mean, I use it because it really it purifies your blood system. Rattlesnake is really good to clean your blood system, right?
Eat it?
Yeah, when you eat your rattlesnake is the best thing to clean your skin. Like I've had people that have like spots on their skin, they got rashes on their body. Rattlesnake is the best medicine for all that type of stuff.
Oh shit!
That's
Maybe I am gonna try it then.
one of my. I used to work for this guy years ago, and he used to have like really bad rash on his neck. And I asked him one day. I told him his name is Everett Burnell. I worked for the man for like 15 years. One of the persons that helped me the most when I graduated from high school. And I told him, I said, "Hey Everett," I said, "I see that you have the rash on your neck, and it's been a while." He goes, "Yeah, I've been to doctors, and they don't give me. They just give me cream." And I said, "I think I can help you." And I told him, my dad taught me as I was a kid that this is good. And he says, "Well, I'll try it." And I grabbed the snake one time. I took it to him and I showed him how. He ate it, and then I told him, "Hey, I'm gonna make you a stew, un caldo." And my dad, when we used to
A
work with my dad,
rattlesnake?
no, 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 we used to work with my dad out in the fields, and my dad sometimes during lunchtime he will grab his shotgun and he will shoot like a couple of doves and and a road runner. We shoot the road runner, boom, and then we'll just pluck the feathers and just cook it there, right? Well, it got to a point where my dad told me, "Look, this is what the rattlesnake eats, and this is what the road runners eat, and it's all good for the body." Every time he made caldo de correcamino, the roadrunner, it's like you can tell the difference. People start like your face starts getting clean, no rashes. My grandma used caldo the roadrunner for her rash. There was one of my cousins in the past that had manchas on his face. Three times. Yeah, "Hey, I'll pay you if you give me a roadrunner." Caldo, caldo, caldo. His face was clean. So my boss at the time, 2 months later, after got him a couple of rattlesnakes, he no longer had the rash on his neck. And that's why people text me and, "Coach, I'll buy it. What would it take? I want one." And they always demand a rattlesnake because it's good. My little girls, my wife, actually, when Joel and Celeste were little, they had like little spots on their faces as they're growing. My wife grinds the snake. She grinds it and makes it powder, and she just
Oh,
puts it on the food so they can eat it. That's how she gives it to my other little girls. She'll grab the snake and she'll put it in the blender and just make it powder, and they'll eat it. It's really good. I mean, and it doesn't taste bad. It
they
doesn't.
have pills too, right? Don't they have like pills?
Yeah, they have
Like,
rattlesnake pills.
like you can
Actually,
drink.
you know who I gave a rattlesnake to one time? Tattoo at Fantasy Springs. He goes, "Hey, I want to try one. I want to try one." So after a show, I came to my house, picked up a snake, and took it to him. As I was walking into the Fantasy Springs lobby, Tattoo was eating it, and Robert Garcia was walking out. "What are you doing?" Even Robert Garcia had a piece of rattlesnake, and he was, "Oh, it's not that bad. But I mean, it's like fish, dry fish with limon. That's it.
Beef jerky.
Yeah, it's like a beef jerky. Yeah,
So if you don't know what it is, that's what it tastes like?
yeah. It's just dry. It's como pescado seco con limón. Because when I clean it, I don't wash it. When I kill it, I just skin it, and I don't wash it with water. What I do is I just put lemon on it and salt on it and just let it dry.
And tequila.
Y
Hey,
un tequilazo,
un mezcal, right? All right.
mezcalito.
Juan Tena says, we used to hunt the rattlesnakes because they would bite the dairy cows. We'd catch them and sell them for $20 a snake. And another guy writes that his mom would use it as salt and pepper. Like Jose Martin, my aunt dries it out, uses it like salt and pepper. It's a
Yeah.
different world you're learning, man. Razo, get ready. Gallo, listo.
Yeah, let's do it. I guess.
I
I
guess.
guess.
All right. All right. So right now, if you guys have a question, we'll take questions from you for Razo or Joel. Rule number one is don't ask about potential fights because we're not allowed to talk about it. By we mean Razo. Don't ask about Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, or what's going on 4th of July because the people here don't know. So it's not being rude about it. It's just nobody knows the answer, so don't waste the time. And also, don't ask for a job. Razo already has his crew of drivers. He's got it. And if you got a bucket, maybe we can get you with the bucket. But other than that, though, so if you have any questions for Joel or Razo, go for it right now. Just leave it in there. We'll get in there. So what's going on? Razo, you having fun?
It's good.
It's,
I'm warming up to it, bro. I'm coming along a little bit.
it's different talking. You've been talking for 50 minutes, bro.
No, you guys been doing most of the talking. It's good though.
Uh,
It's good.
Aldahir wants to know, Coach, can I get a rattlesnake hunting tutorial? So how do you hunt a rattlesnake?
I actually yesterday when the day I posted that rattlesnake, Chimpa, texted me. He says, but I didn't understand his message. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't read it properly, probably. But uh, he says that he will want to see a snake when he's running on a trail, and he says, I'm never lucky enough to run into one. I said, well, when you're on the trails, you're never going to see them because the snakes know that there's trails, so they're always on the sides. But whenever you want to go and see some snakes, I'll take you where you're not going to see one at a time. You're going to see maybe three or four or five at the same time. And
Oh
he goes, I
hell.
would love that. But if you ever want to go, I'll let you come over. Right now is the perfect time, summertime. The days they get really, really hot.
Razo
We'll
says
find.
no. Razo's shaking his head no.
Honestly,
I'm a,
dude, snakes are a big fear. I fucking hate snakes, dude. That and possums are like a no.
La culebra, they came out, bro. La
Oh
culebra.
hell no.
you like Antonio?
That video was hilarious, coach. That one I couldn't stop laughing. Cuando metió la mano, ande cabrón.
Hey, Razo, I'm telling you, because I know my brother, I got scared because to me, when I told the guy in the camera, I go, record Antonio. And I said, as soon as he opens the thing, he's gonna jump because I know him. But when he opened it up and I saw he was looking in there and he put his hand in there, now
Oh
I got
hell
scared
no.
because one time I got a gopher snake. I got a big, like a 4.5 feet gopher snake, and I brought it home and I put it in a box and it died. Right, so it was dead, and I took it back to the gym in a toolbox. Like,
Oh
okay,
hell no.
so what I did was I taped it. I taped the neck, and I put the tape on the bottom of the lid, and I left it on the glove table. So then I was over there in the corner, like I was doing some sort of mechanic work or fixing something, and I would tell, hey, can you get me a screwdriver from the box? And as soon as they opened it, you should see people run out. And when I got Antonio, well, we picked it up at Antonio's house. But yeah, Antonio has.
Snakes is I could be watching a movie and then I go to the restroom, do number two, and I'm already thinking, fuck, what if a snake comes out? Hell no, that's like a big no.
There's, look, there's people that can't even see them on TV.
Yeah.
That's me probably.
Like my
Antonio, right
wife,
now, stop
look,
scaring me.
my wife, she has phobia towards tarantulas, right?
Ooh, that's
And
real, though. That's real.
yeah, and if she is watching TV and there's a tarantula on TV, she'll like scream and turn like, really? So imagine if I ever bring a tarantula to the house, I'll die. She'll kill me.
Hey, right here, Juan Gomez says, hey, fellas, time for another shot. Saludos, Razo, Beto, and Joel. So there you go. Razo, what are you getting?
We're gonna another shot.
Don
You
Ramon.
said. Gotta open up Don Ramon.
Don Ramon.
Esta
Wow.
madre.
Razo, I think we're making you an alcoholic on this show, bro.
I think I was an alcoholic before. Bro.
Yo, man, this is an intervention, really.
A ver, coach, ¿cómo se abre esta madre?
Just pull it.
Oh, Razo struggle. The Razo struggle.
I don't have assistants like coach does.
You don't have your assistants?
There you go. Got it.
The Razo struggle is too real.
Just twist it, gallo. Oh, there you
I
go.
got it.
Razo.
Okay, as long as you're not, we don't need no Razo.
We don't need no Razo. We don't need no Razo. I just made myself a drink. There you go. Saludos, everybody.
Chalupas.
Otra vez. John Negrete, Razo, you're a rock star. Happy to know you. Good time. There we go. Negrete's
This is really good stuff right here.
Don Ramon?
Yeah.
There you go.
Carlita's mom got me a couple bottles, and I think Gallo, you got me one.
Yeah.
But I have like 3 or 4 también. So I gotta start tearing them up.
All right. Here, last question about the rattlesnakes, Coach. How do you kill a rattlesnake?
Like
Run.
the best way and the easiest way to kill a rattlesnake. I mean, you can kill it either way. I mean, I've killed rattlesnakes different ways. I'll grab them, I'll bring them home, and then what I do is just cut the head off or whatever. Sometimes you just, you grab them with a shovel and boom, just cut their head off. But the easiest and the best way is you grab a snake, and you
From
just whip
where?
it.
From where? From where? Because you're
You
just
grab
saying grab.
no,
Grab
you
it from
grab it
the
from
tail.
the
Grab it from the.
because look, when you grab a snake, obviously you grab the back part from the tail and you just slide your hand like this. So you grab it out like this, and all you do is just whip it whip it like a towel, like this, whoop it. And as soon as you do
No!
that, she dies. Yeah,
Like in junior high, you just go and get it?
yeah.
Put water. You put water in the tip.
No, you don't have to put water. You just swing it. You swing it like when you whip a towel. And as soon as you do that, because the bone right here on the back of the head is very thin, and as soon as it breaks, they're done. They can't do nothing. They're dead.
All right, so Coach,
I have a question too. Though. I have a question about rattlesnakes. Or
the
snakes.
rattlesnake tamer over here, Joe Exotic.
Yes. Yes. Do they jump at you?
No.
Do they have the? They cannot jump at you. That's only in the movies. Like, like if I see a snake, right, and don't run or don't move or whatever.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what you
They're
watch,
not gonna
Razo,
jump at me, right?
watch. A snake is never gonna chase you. Remember that.
They're not gonna get legs all of a sudden, Razo.
No. When you come up to a snake, the first thing the snake is gonna do is try to go away from you. Okay.
Huh?
It's never gonna come towards you. Never. It's gonna go against you.
Away from me, yeah.
Yeah. But if you try to follow her and she's like in the point where she's gonna get mad, this is what she's gonna do. She's gonna roll up like a spring. She's gonna roll up. As soon as you follow her, she'll roll up like in a spring like this, and then she'll have the tail in between. And when the tail is like this, she's letting you know not to get close to her because she's gonna strike.
Oh.
Walk away. But if she's not mad, she could be right next to you. She could be like leaving, and you could be next to her and no problem. But a snake is never gonna come towards you. A rattlesnake will never come towards you to attack you or chase you. No, never.
So, Coach, on Sundays, I've been running in Palos Verdes, or as the white people say, Palos Verdes, right? So every now and then there's a snake on the little trail. If I come up to it, what do I do? Do I stop?
Just go around it.
Scream.
Go around it.
Scream.
Well,
Scream.
look.
No, it's a small, it's a
direction.
narrow path. You can't
Okay.
go around it because it's bushes around it. So if it's in the middle of the path, what do I do?
No, I just wait for it to pass. She's not gonna be there long. As soon as she sees you, she's gonna walk away.
But if
I
I
mean,
want to kill it, grab it and then snap it.
No, if you want to kill it, grab a little piece of stick, get close to it, and just hold her head down with a stick, and then grab the tail. Okay?
Oh hell no. Good.
Yeah. And as soon as you
I'll
let
call
go,
you. I'll call you, Coach.
as soon as you let go of the stick, just whip it, and that's it.
So they're not going to attack you. They're not.
Nah.
They're not like in the movie where all of a sudden they get legs and start chasing you.
No. If you see the snake on the path, and she's crossing the path,
Yeah.
she's gonna cross. She's not gonna stop. But if she's in the middle of the path, and as soon as she notices you're there, she'll leave. She'll clear the path.
Hey, Razo.
I'm okay. I'm good. I'll go the other way.
You go the opposite way.
When it comes to that, that's I'm not a big.
Why are you
fan
scared of snakes, Razo?
I don't know. I just I no say. No
You know
say.
what happened? You know what happened to me one time? Horses are really scared of snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Horses will freak out. One day I'm riding a horse, and it was far away from the ranch, and I decided to just go, full throttle, and I'm going full throttle, and I'm just enjoying the view. All of a sudden, I see a snake across the path, right? And I said, as soon as the horse sees it, he's gonna freak out. He's gonna stop or something, And he did see it when he was already close to the snake, and all he did was just jumped over it. But
You became an equestrian.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, but I saw it like at last minute, like right there. Boom.
And just remember, everybody who's listening and watching this, whatever Joel Diaz does, do the opposite. Just because.
Run, Forrest.
Run, Forrest.
Yeah,
Run.
like if you want to beat somebody up in the parking lot, stop. Just go have your chicken. Don't worry about that.
I got chicken in the oven.
You got chicken in the oven.
Yeah, chicken in.
There's no point anymore.
There's no point at all right now. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so last call for your questions because Razo's having another shot. Don Ramon, but now Razo, you're on the hot seat. We're gonna get after it. Look, everybody knows. And by the way, thanks to everybody who's been listening. Leti Ariola, by the way, awesome. Poor Razo, he's terrified already. Leti's a big supporter of the show. Carlos De La Torre, Toño Diaz, everybody who's a supporter of the show. And before the show even started today, because I even said after the Jesse Magdaleno fight on ESPN, we'll start ThursDIAZ because the hardcore fans are watching it. And people were talking on the YouTube page, having a conversation, una plática with each other. And the support means a lot. So I've been trying to think out, what are we going to do when the pandemic is over? I'm going to keep going ThursDIAZ. If Joel's not available because he's in Russia with somebody.
I'm carrying my laptop with me everywhere.
Okay, la. Hey.
I'm not gonna have an IT guy with me, but I'm gonna have to learn myself.
Okay, all right. So then we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Razo, here's a question for you. It comes from our good friend, the Ace of SoCal, who's an honorary driver, the mover. He says, "What is a fighter that you helped come up that you're really proud of? A guy you brought along the way."
I gotta say the Oscar Duarte part is one that comes to mind where I saw him, like we said on the show, where he came in as an opponent and Roberto ended up signing him. But I've been seeing his career kind of mature, and it's someone that, a last minute replacement that I got, and I can kind of say like, well, that's my guy. This is mi gallo. That you're watching. Well, you don't want to say you found him, but I got him in as the opponent.
You discovered him. I remember the story. You discovered him, and he says, "Hey, you know what? Watch this kid. This kid got something. He's the one. He's the one that discovered the kid and put it into Roberto, saying, "Hey, Roberto, watch this kid. This kid has something. Watch him." And because he had already seen him, and he knew that he was a determined kid. That's why I know how it happened with him. And Razo discovering,
and even with watching these new kids, I mean, I've seen Virgil Ortiz's career from day one. From when he first started fighting. These are the kids that I'm watching. They're like in my era and stuff like that. Even when you were, as a driver, you kind of like, you don't want to say fall in love with the fighter, but like I said, some of these guys are cool and some are different. But like I got really close with Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse to me is still a great friend and an awesome fighter. Like to me,
why'd you get friends with him? Like why'd you guys get close?
Just because the way that kid is always smiling and if me llevas aquí, drive him, this, that, was very respectful. And that's what I kind of liked about him, and dude, he was a badass fighter, I mean, he would fight. You saw that where I used to sit when they came around and said, we're going to start putting up these pictures on the wall. Who do you want? The first one I wanted was Oscar and Fernando Vargas. Yeah. And then Oscar didn't want that. So then I said, all right, then I'm going to go with Lucas. I want Lucas to be right here.
Oh, and he's, at the Golden Boy offices, it's pretty cool. They have like huge fight
wraps
from the ceiling to the floor. By where Razo sits, there is a picture of Lucas Matisse. I always wonder why that was there in that corner right there, because that's Eric Gomez's office. It's pretty cool, and it's a great way. I once saw Lucas Matisse very nicely tell a guy, "Stop buying me drinks at the bar because I'm trying to talk to this girl." Like Matisse's like. He's trying to talk to like a girl, a fan, or a guy. Like he's with this group of people, right? He's with his people, and there's a guy around him hugging him and just leave him alone. And like anybody else would be like, "Get away!" And Lucas, it was in Vegas, just like, "Hey, all right, cool. We took our picture. Yeah, okay. Real nice guy." That fan, I don't know what happened to that fan, but he was annoying. But Lucas was.
Why are you putting Ace on blast?
I didn't say it was the Ace. I didn't say it was him. Jeez,
no, it wasn't Ace.
It probably was. Well, anyway, okay, Razo. So the follow-up question was, what's one of the fights that you've made where you're like, damn, I made that?
I don't know about made, but I could tell you a funny one.
Go ahead.
I could tell you a funny one. I think it was Tanahara, and we found this. Roberto kept calling him Harry Potter. It's not nice, whatever. But the funny story to that is that Tanahara's, it must have been like his second, third fight. I don't remember.
I called
But we're
that
like,
fight.
we can give him, let's get him like a pro debut. And it's funny because Marco Pelay was like, dude, I got a friend on my soccer team. He said he wants to fight. I'm like, dude, let's go, let's do it, let's debut him. We'll get him his medicals, we'll license him up, this and
No.
that. Long story short, the kid didn't take the fight, right? He didn't do it. So we got this kid. I mean, on BoxRec, he's like 2-1 or something, and we're like,
Dude.
yeah, that's it. When he came, Roberto looked at me and he's like, Razo, where did you find Harry Potter?
Razo,
Oh
okay.
my god!
I looked it up on BoxRec. His name, Thomas De Leon, right? He was 0-2. He had been knocked out twice, but he was an MMA guy, right? He's from Wyoming, Michigan. The city's Wyoming. The state is Michigan. I went up to him and I'm like, "Hey, bro, like you like boxing? How long you been fighting? Oh man, like 6 months." I'm like, fuck.
6 months.
He's like,
Dude, we're in the locker room.
Yes.
And Roberto's like, Razo, tell him to stop warming up. He's gonna knock himself out.
Razo, it was Tanahara's pro debut at the Belasco.
Okay.
The good thing is on BoxRec it says matchmaker Roberto Diaz.
That's good. Okay, we're good.
That's good.
But I'm gonna. I don't know if you guys can see it here.
Yeah.
Right there.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the golden boy background. Look at him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good. Look at that guy.
I think I was there that day too.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. That's his BoxRec picture. When you see him at the weigh-in, Razo, he had like Doc Martens and like circle glasses, and I'm like, I thought that was like the kid. Oh man, Razo he got smoked, and he's never fought after that. But he was an MMA fighter. So that kid's story is he's like, I wrestled in high school. I've done MMA. I've done bare knuckles kind of stuff because he's from like the area. And I'm like, jeez, he got smoked. Yeah.
There was another one in Texas when Canelo fought Kirkland, I believe. There was one of the undercards that it was funny because we were standing in the dugout because it was in the baseball field, and it was one of the early fights, and it was me, Beto, and Marco, and we're making bets. Like, come on, out. In my head, I'm thinking, come on, this guy has to get past the first round. As long as he gets past the first round, then we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. The poor guy didn't get past the first round.
Hey, Razo.
It's surprised.
That's how you learn, though. That's how you learn.
Razo,
That's part of the matchmaking business.
Razo, how do you find a guy who looks like Harry Potter?
Because the way it works with us is, you have your bookies and people that are calling you, like Joel was saying, I have a guy that's 130 pounds. I have this. So they're throwing out names at you.
Yeah.
So then, you look them up and see, are they southpaw, orthodox, and then you look at the records and stuff like that. And you saw the guy was 0-2. Okay, talking to the people that got him, oh yeah, this guy's an MMA fighter. He wrestles, so he knows how to fight, So that's and then Tanahara, I mean, I'm not gonna give him a killer. He's making his pro debut.
Yeah.
So, and once the guy got off the plane or whatever, you're like, oh my god.
No, I mean that's what a pro debut is like. But my question is, how do you find the dude in Wyoming, Michigan? Like, I know you know a lot of people, Razo, but damn, there wasn't somebody in Maywood?
Because you'll be surprised. Because the guy in Maywood wanted $5,000, and I got this guy for $1,000.
Hey!
See, that's the key. That's the key right there.
Yeah, el gallo. That's right, coach. Por eso es gallo. He's
course.
saving the company money. All right. Fucking Razo.
Save the company money. Sobra para la carnita asada, gallo.
Yeah.
O para el capitán.
Hey, here's a good one right here, Capitan. Juan Tena, whatever happened to Tyshawn, the 7-foot Chinese guy?
He, last I heard, was trying to get, or the WWE got him off of us, but he had a problem called acrocranial, something where he's just growing and growing and
he's
growing.
Still growing.
He's still growing.
Yeah, his head is growing.
Everything, yeah. He's just growing, and it's just, boxing was not for him.
Yeah, it's like a form of gigantism. So yeah, it's like
yes, Yes.
I can't believe I just said that word after an hour into the show. But yeah, it was something where he was still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Gigantor.
He only fought with you guys how many, like 2 times or 3 times?
He fought a couple times for
Four.
us.
Yeah.
The best is when Tyshawn, who's 7 foot, we did a fighter meeting, and we were doing the show on Fox, and Jessica Rosales, who's barely 5 foot, they did a face off. So you
On
have
a good
7
day,
foot
on a good day,
Tyshawn,
on
a good day.
Jessica, Indio, California. That-
Yeah, no, he was a big dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go off on that.
Oh, I'll tell you another funny story.
Ah, dale, oh, ay, el gallo ya se calentó. No, Razo, there you go. Razo.
We had this James Wilson at the Avalon. If you guys ever seen James Wilson, this guy's rock solid dude. I mean, he's a heavyweight.
Oh, he's the guy on Instagram who's just like looks the part.
So I got this guy, Cubos.
Cubos.
Yeah, his name was Cubos. And everybody's like, nah, dude, they don't want to approve the fight. I'm like, dude, this guy doesn't get knocked out.
Miguel Cubos.
Roberto didn't even go to that show. Dude, this guy is not gonna get knocked out. Even the commission was like, have you seen James? I'm like, yeah, I've seen him, but this guy's not. He don't want to approve it. He approves them. The fight goes on. What happened, Beto? You were there. I think you saw that.
Yeah, we're in Hollywood. Cubos, Coach, you've seen him before at the Thompson shows. He fights cruiserweight and heavyweight. He goes everywhere. He doesn't win.
Cubos fought one of my boys.
He fought one of your guys?
Yeah.
He doesn't win, but he goes the distance, and he's going up against this guy who looks like he should be in Hollywood. That dude had like a 16-pack, and Kubos is working him. At the end of every round, Kubos looks at him, boom!
Yeah, and the whole crowd, I felt bad, the whole crowd, torta. Hey, but that guy came in and he wasn't scared of him. He didn't let the big dude, scare him.
It was a draw.
It was a draw, yeah. It was a draw.
He came to fight.
That guy calls me, leaves me a message on Facebook every day. Estoy listo, crucero para que me necesites. Like, he's ready. Yeah. He's ready. I'm like,
one of the cool things is, Guru, Mr. Box Guru, was at that show and loved him so much because they had the same body type that Guru was like, I'm going to send you some Adidas shoes. I'm going to send you some gloves. So he took care of him and sent him some stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then I saw him a month later. We did a Thompson show in Sacramento, and he's fighting the local hometown guy. And he turns around and it was another draw, and he looks at the guy and he's like, "Toma, like, dude, no." He just
that guy's a warrior. He fights.
And I think it's like him and his girl that come. It's only two of them.
Well, after that Hollywood show, Kubos, I was like, okay, so you're going back to Sonora? He's like, no. Les dije que me mandaron para atrás en 2 días. I'm going to go to Disneyland. So he took his wife to Disneyland, and he's like, they paid me. I'm like, it's pretty cool. But that goes back to the backbone of the sport, Coach, where those guys that just show up and they make it. And you're like, he fought one of my guys, and you know what you're up against, but you got to respect those guys, don't you, Coach?
You have to, and let me tell you why. Because those guys, there's obviously the fighters there. They're gonna go pick up a check. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go in there, just take a dive, get a check, and go. Right, Razo?
Like, those are the guys I hate. Yes.
But look, going back to the matchmaking, if this subject is about matchmaking, Razo already knows who are those guys that they just show up just to get paid and walk away. And there's those guys that will push through to get another opportunity. Those are the guys that will give you the fight. They'll fight till the end in order for you to call them back. Right, Razo?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. The majority of those guys, like Cubos is one of those. That's the reason why he always texting Razo, because he says, hey, Razo, I'm ready. Why? Because he wants another opportunity. He knows that if he goes in there and gets knocked out, there's no more opportunities, I mean, you're done.
But he comes to fight.
As long as he keeps coming to fight. What do you think Quirino Garcia had that record? He kept pushing.
There's that Dual Holguin guy that I used a lot.
Oh, Dual Holguin?
Dual Holguin comes to fight. He beats 2 of our guys.
Dual Holguin is from Guadalajara. He's fought every single one of your prospects over the last 5 years, from 118 to 126, and he's beaten about 3 of them.
2 I know for sure.
Yeah, it's
he comes to fight. And it's the other guys, like you were talking about taking dives. It's the guys that I'm trying to get to fight somebody, at this weight and this is a purse and they want more money and they want more
Yeah.
money and they want more money. And then when they come, they're overweight and it's like, I know why you wanted more money because you're going to get taxed. You'll take the penalty and pay the opponent the commission. You're still going to go with the original money that I
Yeah.
was offering you,
Mhm.
but you're not at weight.
Mm,
Those are the guys that piss me off. That's when I know sometimes when they don't want to budge. Say, yeah, I'm just throwing a number. If the purse is 3,000 and they're insisting that it's 3,500 or 4,000, and it's like, how is he on weight? Because a lot of times when they're asking for more
Yeah.
money and they won't budge, it's because they're overweight. And if they lose that little extra money, they're gonna be okay with it. And
well,
that's you got to keep an eye for that too.
how do you find the dudes in Mexico?
We have guys that bookies are called bookies that have guys in Mexico. Like they know who they have their guys. They make their calls out there. Like we have bookies. That's what they're called, bookies. I need an opponent. You send it out. Say, I need this weight, this amount of money, and you send it out. And you got guys that are calling you from everywhere saying, "Hey, I got this guy. I got this guy." And you
There's
look up which guy is going to be matched up and which guy the opponent is going to take.
Hey,
Beto, there's business for everybody. I mean, he's a matchmaker, and there's bookies in Mexico. There's bookies in Tijuana, in Juarez, in Guadalajara, and those bookies, their jobs are to know fighters and their weights. So when you call them, they already know where to get them. And like I said, it's a domino effect, in
Yeah.
everywhere. I mean, I know Razo has a connection in Tijuana, and if you're looking for a opponent, you'll call him. Man, you know what? I'm looking for a guy, a 125 pounder, for for how many rounds, and this is how much I pay. His job is to look around the fighters in Tijuana or nearby or in Guadalajara or whatever. But there's a lot of those everywhere.
But it's funny though because sometimes you get a call from somebody that you never heard of saying, "Hey, they're offering me this fight, this dude from Tijuana or from wherever, but they're telling me this much, but I hear the amount is this much, and so everybody's skimping, everybody's trying to
Yeah,
get,
and it's because
everybody's trying to get more and more out of the first amount of budget that we give them.
okay, so
yeah,
see, I didn't know this. Y no me estoy siendo menso. Like as the Green Eyed Bandit says, el only bookie que no is Marco Antonio Solis. So there's a booking agent. So that's how, like I said, as a guy who works at Golden Boy who announces the first four fights, I see the same four Mexican kind of guys that show like a guy like Joel Ogin. Because once you know he's good, que aguanta, you bring him back. But you find it. So you find a booking guy who you tell him to put the word out. He takes a percentage of that guy's purse, or how's that work?
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. I'm pretty
Well,
sure he'll tell him, "Hey, I got you the fight. Cut me down." But at the same
But
time,
those guys don't come to the fight, right? That's not his trainer.
it depends. It depends. It depends. Sometimes they come with them. Sometimes they don't.
So he's like a buscon, where he's like a scout, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. Sometimes you see it on Facebook where some guys will put out there, "Hey, I'm looking for 130-pound, good money. Send me a DM. It's in the States. Gotta have a visa. This, and that." They throw it out on Facebook too.
No,
People will bite. There's fine. People will bite and be like, "Hey, I'm a 130, this and that." But because the bookie's bringing him to me, I got to take care of the bookie too.
he found him.
So yeah, there's a finder's fee, and we take care of the bookie. So if I tell him this, I mean, sometimes you can be like, "All right, this fight is gonna be." I'm using it as an example. $3,000 total. So whatever he goes and tells the fighter, if he tells the fighter, this fight is for 2,000, and the fighter takes it, the bookie's gonna keep 1,000.
Oh,
If he tells him it's 2,500, the bookie keeps 500. Like, you know what? It's just. But sometimes they hurt us sometimes because they're like, "Hey, it's 3,000." I'm using it as an example.
yeah.
Not Don't quote me on this. Where it's like, "Hey, it's 3,000 total," and they go tell the fighter, "Hey, it's 1,000," and they want to keep 2,000, and we don't make the fight because the bookie's being greedy, and he's keeping majority of the money.
It's interesting.
Sometimes sometimes they overdo it, Beto. Let me tell you a story that happened to me a couple years ago.
Please.
I had a fighter, and this to me was very, very uncomfortable. I was really mad. I was upset the whole time I was there. Um, I get a fight for one of my fighters in Ensenada, Mexico. Okay, and the fight was when you go to Mexico, you pay the fight. You gotta pay the opponent, and you pay your fighter. Right? This is the way it works. A lot of fighters from here, they have a manager or whatever, and they take them to Mexico. But over there, you're not gonna get paid. You're gonna fight for free.
Wait,
Okay?
okay, so when you go fight like at the Big Punch Arena in TJ,
Yeah, you fight for free.
you
If
pay
you go
your
from
opponent
yeah, yeah. If
to
you
build
if
your
you go to
record.
TJ, yeah, just to build your record, you're gonna
Yeah,
fight for
just to
free.
build the record.
Yeah, to build your record.
Okay.
So what happened? What
At
happened with
Rancho
me is this.
Grande Bar, you build your record.
Yeah. So I get one of those fights, my first fight ever, doing it that way. I go to Ensenada. They tell me, hey, the manager tells me, hey, here, I got to fight for this kid, and there's a guy that's gonna be contacting you. So this guy, as soon as they told me who's gonna contact me, he's calling me every day. Hey, when are you gonna get here? I said, relax. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. What time are you gonna get here? I don't know. Well, I can meet you at this place. I said, all right. So manager gives me the money, a full amount of $5,000. Okay. So as I'm driving to Ensenada, this guy's calling me. Hey, where are you? So I'm driving over there. Hey, can I meet you here? Well, wait. So I get to the venue is a brewery where they're having the weigh-ins. And as soon as I walk in, the first thing he tells me, "Do you have the money?" And I smell something, right? Like I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I don't." You know what? Uh, I'll give it to you later on. Right now, let's get through the weigh-ins. There's a lot of people here. Okay, no problem. What time are you gonna get to your hotel after the weigh-ins? I'm gonna take this guy to eat. I'll be in the hotel. I take the guy to eat. I go to the hotel and I'm in the hotel and he's outside waiting. Hey, are you here? I said, no, I'm not here yet. Wait, I'll be at the hotel in about an hour. So I'm in my room. So finally, I decided to go downstairs, and he goes, "You have the money?" I go, "You know what? The guy just gave me half. He gave me 2,500. He says, and tomorrow when he comes, he's gonna come to the fight. He's gonna bring the other. Oh, my brother Antonio is coming to help me. He's bringing the other half. Okay, no problem. So we go to the fight the next day. No, that day of the weigh-ins, after the weigh-ins, we go eat in the afternoon. So I meet up with the trainer and the opponent because they were eating in the same restaurant. And he remembered me, and I said, "Oh, you fight? Yeah, I'm fighting him." He says, "Yeah, I just took the fight in last minute, because I need some money." He goes, "I need money. Christmas is coming up, and I just took the money." He says, I'm really a 130 pounder. I'm not supposed to be fighting at 140, but I need the money." He goes, "Yeah, they offer me, they're paying me $600." So I'm like, "I'll do it." So I didn't say anything. I go, $600. This guy just gave me $5,000 to pay the opponent, and this guy's giving $600. I said, "Wow." So I kept it to myself. So when the guy wanted his money the day of the fight, I told him, "Oh, my brother's not here yet. What time is he coming?" "He's on his way." Fight started, fight finished, and then he goes, "Hey, did your brother come in?" I said, "Let me go get him. He's outside." So then I met the guy in the restaurant and I told him, "Hey, I want you to go give the guy, the opponent, his money." He says, "Oh, I already paid him. I paid the commission $300, and I already paid him his money." I go, "How much you give him? $600? So from 5,000, you keeping $4,100." And the kid, I said, and the kid took a beating because he got stopped bad by my boy, beat him up bad. I said, "You know what? If you don't go right now and tell the kid, and you give this money to the kid, believe me, we're gonna have problems, and you're gonna have problems with the manager." And he goes, "Okay, all right." He goes, "Yeah, man, that's not right. Well, you caught it, but yeah, you're right." We walk to the dressing room, to the kid's dressing room, and he gives him the money. And the kid is like, "What's this?" And I go, "Just take the money." And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, they're giving you more money." I go, "No, we're not giving him more money. That's how much he was supposed to get paid." He would the middleman was gonna keep $4,100, 4,100. That kid got paid 600, took a beating, but that guy needed to leave the arena because he had a flight to Cancun the next day.
And wow, and you say that story, but how many times has that guy done that to
Exactly.
every weekend?
He's probably done it to many, many people. But the thing that I caught him, the reason why I caught him, because the kid knows me, his trainer knows me, and we're eating the same restaurant, and we just happened to be talking, and all of a sudden we brought up the subject, and the kid says, "Well, I just took the fight. This is not my weight class. I just took it because I need the money, and they offered me $600." And I look at him like, "That's it? I mean, I got $5,000 in my pocket to give you, and they're only giving you $600." That's why I made that move. And that guy, like, you know what? I'll never work with you again, ever. And
That's that karma where you just burn a bridge that you'll, like you said it, never again am I going to work with this guy.
ever.
To be calling you over and over and over, like you said, you knew right away what was going on.
Oh, I had a feeling right away. I caught it because he was desperate to get the money. He was desperate to get the money up front before I got there. But that was his last business he did with me.
As I say, fucking Mexico, man. The rules are just completely different. Like, and Coach, you've done that a lot too. Where, hey, saludo. Okay, well, here we go. Salud.
I'm ready. I was ready.
You
This
got
time.
Coke now?
No, una tequila and Coke. Un chorro.
A dormir a gusto.
As Lete Ariola says, it's the BS that the poor boxers take the beatings and these greedy people take advantage of them. And
I hate that.
Razo,
I'm against that bullshit.
you don't really deal with that in the United States, though, right? That kind of stuff.
No, I haven't seen it. No, what the only time that but I did it out of my own will, honestly, and I did it because I feel bad for the kid, and it was his fault. It was his fault. And Razo remembers. Remember when Virgil Ortiz fought that kid in Fantasy Springs? Actually, I think that was his last fight with me. That kid came overweight, and he was asking for more money, and they're like, "No, well, you're not making weight, dude." So when they took the money from his purse, they took 20%, and that kid is like, "No, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight." And then his trainer, really good guy, Christian guy, very respectful, very uh, courteous and everything. And he comes to me and he tells me,
The kid, coach,
uh,
he's
I remember Jesus. Uh,
Jesus Rodriguez.
yeah, I think so. It was Virgil's ninth fight. That was the last fight with me. It was his last fight that he was with me. And I remember these guys, Golden Boy, they always have a scale in a bathroom check weight before. So the kid says, "I'm gonna make the weight," and I'm in there with him, and his trainer me dice, jefazo, ya no nos quieren pagar más feria. Remember, he always says, jefazo. I go, ya, mijo, pues, ¿qué quieres que haga? I mean, dice, no, jefazo, es que nos trajeron a última hora y pues
Yeah.
no nos dio chance de bajar el peso.
Coach,
I
before you go, it's the guy's name was Jesus Rodriguez, who had fought Ruslan Provodnikov before that.
Him.
And
Yeah,
Sammy
him.
Valentin, he had lost to Ruslan. Sammy Valentin, Taras should have stood, then Virgil. And that was
Yeah.
Virgil's ninth fight, yeah.
Well, he was there. Virgil made weight and everything, and then the guy was with his coach in the dressing in the bathroom, and he goes, no, jefazo, no vamos a pelear. And I go, ¿por qué no? No, jefazo, porque pues es que pues lo que nos están quitando no nos va a quedar nada. Y pues de lo que nos iban a pagar y nos van a quitar el 20%, nos van a quedar, se me que I think he said like $2,500. Y digo, mire, jefazo, si nos vamos de aquí con $3,500, peleamos. So he needed $1,000. So I reached in my pocket and I gave him the $1,000 myself.
No.
I go, here, I take I gave him $1,000 out of my pocket just for him to fight. Why? Because I mean the kid was
save the fight and to save the fight and
to save the fight.
Yeah.
God, the stuff that you guys go through, it's
The kid was very, very grateful. He fought. That kid fought. He didn't get in the ring just to take a check. He fought. He was tough kid, hard hitter. Virgil really, beat him down, but he didn't want to take the fight because he wanted another $1,000. And I go, you know what? Here, I give him the $1,000 myself. I go, here, I thought, thank you, man.
What are you gonna do?
Recently, the coach drove from where he lives They live in Sonora, somewhere in Sonora.
Mhm.
He drove here y al coach le regalé equipo, gloves que teníamos del gym. We cleaned out the gym, and I told him I had a lot of equipment in it. And he drove here, and I donated a lot of stuff that we don't use. That for them, believe me, they'll make useful. They'll make useful of that stuff.
It's what you do, Razo. It's what you do. The story time is over and over and over. It keeps on going. Razo, you enjoy your time on ThursDIAZ?
Yeah, it was cool.
It's
Good. I'll be a substitute for either of them.
yeah, but it's not easy talking for an hour and a half. And all the people that leave their stupid, smart ass comments. See, it's hard doing this show, huh?
I think the hard part is that you don't know what they're saying because I just see you and Coach. I mean,
You don't have to worry about those people, but I'm the one that has to see that. I did everything else. Razo, all right, here we go. Razo's on the hot seat, ready to go. Razo, favorite fighter? Joel
Lucas.
Diaz.
Lucas Matisse. Well, I mean, obviously he's gonna be my boss, Oscar.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I like boxing. He's my favorite fighter of all time. The Golden Boy. Where's he from? East LA, baby.
From where? Where?
The Golden Boy from East LA. That's right.
Yeah, I got my. Hey, I even look today, Coach. I was in East LA. I went and had some the shrimp and taco truck. I got chiles in East LA with in honor of Razo. I went and visited, but he wasn't there. The mayor wasn't there. Razo, all right. So your favorite is Lucas Matisse. Who was the guy that you hated growing up as a fighter?
We're cool now. We're friends. I call him. We're all
We're
cool.
cool.
We're cool. But it was Fernando Vargas. It was. And you know what? But look he's a cool cat. I could call him right now. He'll answer me. And
Hey,
he did a video for my son. He's cool.
Razo.
But growing up,
Yeah.
running into him at clubs and stuff, the shit he would talk, it just. And
Wait. He would talk shit to you?
But, huh?
He would talk shit to you?
No, in particular.
Just talk to shit about Oscar.
To you?
Like just talking shit. No, to Oscar. Just about overall. Like he would throw it out, in the newspaper or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But like seeing him in the clubs and like who he was and he's the man. And in our head, like, you're not the man. Oscar's the man. Like it was always we're Team Oscar. And
He had the little bangs. You didn't like the little bangs, huh?
I have his hair right now, bro. But like we were even like upset. Like I remember like some of the friends that we used to go see Oscar's fights. We were even upset. Like, Oscar, don't fight him. It was more of don't fight him because we're scared you're gonna lose. It was more like don't fight him because you're just gonna make money. Because a lot of the times when big fights happen and they're calling you out is because they want the money. They need the money. And it's like, don't make them money. But then when he fought him and he beat him, nice words, it was cool. It was good. It was good. And now, we work with him and this and that, and he's a good guy. Fernando, I love you.
My good friend Veronica says, I agree with Razo. I didn't like him either. I saw him at King Taco. Fuck that guy.
Let me tell you a story of Fernando Vargas and Junior.
And right now, Fernando is one of the nicest guys I've ever met in all sports. Real cool. Does a good job. His kids are pretty good. Good training program in Vegas. And
Look out for his kid. His kid's going to be really good.
Is he really?
Emiliano's going to be good.
And Fernando's like, hey, you know what? At that time, I was a different person. We're cool. But he's cool. I like Fernando. He's a good dude. I was saying with you, Ross. I was like, man, forget that dude. Top of the food chain.
Yeah.
What do you got, Coach?
See, when Fernando was at his prime, he was Fernando Vargas before the Oscar fight. Junior was little, my son, and he followed Fernando Vargas, and he said he was Fernando Vargas. Growing up, Junior was Fernando Vargas. Everything was like Fernando Vargas. I would bring him to the gym, and he was shadowboxing there, and some of the guys started calling him Feroz. Hey, Feroz, hey, Feroz. So everybody knew my son as Feroz. And I remember everywhere he went, his name was, you ask him, what's your name? And he would say, Fernando Vargas. You ask Junior, what's your name? Fernando Vargas. And we went to this store, this gas station. The owner of the gas station, my friend, his wife was there. And like, hey, how you doing? Hey, hi. Hey, mijo, how are you? And she goes, what's your name? And he goes, Fernando Vargas. And the lady asked me, hey, why Vargas and not Diaz? I go, ah, está loco. No, don't listen to it, no? So going by one day, we go to Mexicali, Razo. We go to Mexicali. He was already at that age where sometimes you crossing the border and they ask you, hey, what's your name? And I don't want to mess up. I go, hey, don't even think about saying Fernando Vargas. I'll get in trouble, dude. And he's looking at me and I go, if we cross the border on the way back, if somebody asks you what your name is, please don't say Fernando Vargas because you're not Fernando Vargas. He goes, okay. And you know what, Razo? It happened. As
No.
soon as soon as we pull up, and then, passports, whatever, here and there, and roll down the window. And it's like, your kids? Yeah. Celeste. And he goes, what's your name? And I remember looking at him, he goes, Joel Diaz. But he was like, I go, shit. He was
He almost said
this
it.
close. Yeah, he almost said it. But he did it. Because then if he says another name, they'll start questioning you. Why is his name, And that's what I didn't want. But he grew up thinking he was Fernando Vargas. He used to have the copetito too. I'll find a picture.
Yeah. Dude, that fight, when Oscar fought him, I remember when we were in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
puro Latino. I mean,
Razo,
it
for
was
that
crazy.
fight, you weren't working for Gold. There was no Golden
No,
Boy yet, right?
no,
You just went as a fucking
no.
fan.
As a
He
fan.
was a tailgater.
Yeah, he was tailgating. He's-
Dude, I remember that fight was at the Mandalay Bay, if I'm not mistaken. The night before, we went to the Rum Jungle. There was a lot of us, the
yeah.
fans, with the Oscars team, Oscars friends or whatever, like his little entourage. And I don't know if you guys remember the Rum Jungle. You used to go
Yeah.
in, and there was a bar right in the middle. You either go left or you go to the right.
Yep.
And so we went to the left. Like they kind of like made us go to the left right away. And we're hanging out on the left side, and across the bar you could see all of Fernando's friend, his entourage, his brother, and stuff were out there, and like all the girls were on that side and stuff, and so all our friends or our people on this side like, hey, let's go to the other side just to go and see what's going on. So there we go to the other side, and as soon as we're walking by, his brother Roger tells Jerry Mendoza he had like a Golden Boy shirt. He goes, "My brother's gonna kick his ass." So sure enough, a little borlote right there happened, and the security came right away, but they took his brother out. And then the security's like, "No, we he's been drinking whatever, and he's kind of we already saw everything from the beginning, blah blah blah." So we ended up staying there, and like everybody kind of became like Golden Boy
Mm-hmm.
fans and stuff like that, but that was just like part of the little commotion, at the
No.
weigh-in. At the weigh-in, again, people getting crazy. It's funny because we're all there, like at the weigh-in, and people are yelling like norteños, sureños, and it's like it's only Ventura. It's not like you're way up north,
Yeah.
but it was pretty crazy. And let me tell you how I got into that fight. Because I'm a little hustler, dude. I didn't have a ticket to that fight.
Wait. Okay, hold on. The backstory is you were Oscar's friend because you went to high school with him.
No, 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 no. I knew Oscar,
Yeah, you.
but I
No, but I
wasn't
say,
his friend. Like, let's kind of get it straight. I wasn't
Mhm.
like his road dog the way Eric was. I knew Eric. Eric is my.
Eric Gomez.
I played football with him. Correct.
Yeah,
He
you were
is
the
the one
football
that
star at
that
Garfield together with Eric.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and he's the one that would like tell us about the fights and we would buy our tickets. He would just like let us know the tickets are gonna go on sale this
So
day.
you weren't in Oscar's circle.
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
We used to go to Music Plus. I know you guys don't remember that, but we used to go to Music Plus when they used to sell like Ticketmaster there and get in line or Ritmo Latino
Ritmo Latino, yeah.
to get tickets for his fight. And we would buy the $50 seats. We get those cheap $50 seats. But now working, okay, no, I'm not gonna say that. So now there's not a lot of $50 seats,
Yeah.
right? So for the Fernando Vargas fight, I didn't have like there was no tickets, but we still went. So back then they used to let you go in. There was like an entrance line, and then on the far right you could go out. So like, cause in Vegas you could go in because they scan your ticket and you can go out.
Yeah.
You can go in and out. You can go in and out. Well, I had a piece of paper and I had two. I put it in my coat my coat right here because the little like a chingadera right
Pocket
here,
square. Okay.
and I had two drinks, and I was on my cell phone and I put it right in, and I'm going in through the exit, and the guy said, "Where's your ticket?" I'm like, "Oh, it's right here in my pocket. Just grab it." Right? And I'm on the phone saying, "I'm coming back. I got the drinks. There was no lines outside. I'll be there right now." And I just went in, and I just went in the fucking arena like that, dude. My homeboy,
Joel, por eso es su gallo.
I'm telling you.
my homeboy Hot Wheels, the guy in a wheelchair, he bought a ticket. So I went and I sat on his lap in the handicap section. So, dude,
Damn.
that's how I got in. That's how I saw that fight.
See that?
Yeah,
There's always a trick for everything, Beto.
dude, I was
See,
a hustler, dude. Even like his early fights, I'm telling you, I would buy the $50 seat hasta arriba. But little by little, I worked my way down. I saw the Chavez fight, the second Chavez fight. It was at the Thomas and Mack Center. They I'm when you guys usually work, but usually at a fight, I know the fans can relate to this. When you go get drinks or whatever, and you're gonna go down, like down the stairs, they don't let you go down because there's a fight going on. So they're like, hold on, wait till
Yeah.
the bell rings, and then they let people down. So that Chavez fight, of course, I got my two beers. I'm waiting for them to go. The bell rings, and you start going down, and the usher's like, "Let me see your ticket." Let me see. It's too quick, bro, because they only have a minute to let people in. You start going down. I see an empty seat on the right, like 8 rows from the next level up. Bam! I took a seat right there, and then I'm sitting down, and I tell the guy next to me, "Hey, I'm gonna get up right now. I'm just waiting for the round to finish." And he goes, "Nah, it's cool. No one has sat there all this time." I'm like, "Oh shit, even better." So I'm kicking back, and I tell the guy, "Hey, you want a beer?" He goes, "No, no, we ordered some right now." All right, cool. So we're kicking back. I'm drinking my beers. That section, the usher comes down and like they take your order. Okay, beer. And so then these guys, there's like 8 of them to my right. They were from Bakersfield. So that guy's like, "Hey, yeah, order some drinks and order some hot dogs and this and that." So the guy next to me is ordering hot dogs and beers and this and that. Orders the hot dogs and beers. The lady comes back, 9 beers, 9 hot dogs. So that guy pays, and I'm looking. I'm like, "Firme, they bought me a hot dog and a beer." I'm enjoying the fight, dude. So then they keep ordering food. They keep ordering. Dude, these guys got hammered. So they're ordering
Your
stuff,
new best friends.
and then they're giving me the change, and I'm looking at the guy, and the guy's looking at me, and he's like, "No, no, no, no." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm making money. I'm getting loaded. I'm watching the fight. Chingon.
you get a good
It
seat.
was awesome. Hell yeah, that was
Es tu
awesome right there.
gallo. Es tu gallo.
Hey, you see, you remember the story of Roberto Diaz? Okay, so he went down there and he was ringside, and after that he ended up at the press conference with no ticket either.
Yeah.
You see?
It's the same
It
guy.
happened.
It's
You
the
Dude,
see?
same
if you
guy.
ask my friends, bro, if you ask my friends, the Oscar fights, yo me metía to the press conference. I was a fanboy, bro. I was that
Hey, but you
guy.
would go suited and booted, right? You had your like nice Stacey
Yeah.
Adams.
And like I tell, no, I don't know about Stacey Adams, it, but it's like I tell people, bro, and I probably do it right now too at the Dodger games, at the
You do
this.
it the Rams tailgate.
You act like you belong, bro. You act like you belong here. You act like you belong here, and they're not gonna. I mean, a lot of times they're not gonna
I like
question
that.
you.
Yeah.
Tú te metes, like, what are you talking about? Yeah, my seat's right here. Like, nah, you
Plus, you
keep
were by
going.
yourself. You made friends. Like Talia says, Razo, you're gonna give people bad ideas. They're gonna make the job harder. Nah,
But
hey.
I know those people. I know them. I already know
The
them. But
thing is,
hey, you can't hustle a hustler.
but you were doing it by yourself, though. Don't be bringing 8 people with you. You got to, as the Ace of
Yeah,
SoCal says, it's an art. It's un arte. It's an
And you
art.
know what?
hell yeah.
You know what, Beto? That is true because I have a brother. It's me, Antonio, Julio, and
Hey, coach.
Cali.
Before that, Tonyo wants to let us know that he fought on that card. He beat Hector Quiros that night.
Yeah. Oh, we talk about it in every segment we got.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we know.
We know.
So,
Tonyo fought already. Yeah, we know. Okay.
right. And Antonio knows this. My brother Jesus, at one time he went to one of Antonio's fights. He decided to go. I mean, he used to go to all of his fights, and he would come with us or get a ticket or get a credential, whatever. One time he decided to dress up with a nice suit. He had a suit, nice dress, and everything. From that fight on, he never needed a ticket after that because he would come into the fight, come into the press conference, and nobody would ask him anything. They thought he was like a manager, because of suit. And like he says, you gotta make yourself like you're part of it, And
Yeah.
there was times in which he used the same suit for every fight. This is for real. Every fight he went to, nobody asked him for a ticket, credential, nothing. He walked in, and he sat wherever he wanted. And I remember one of my friends told him, "Hey Shaggy, qué bueno te salió ese traje porque nadie te dice nada." He used it all the time. And like you said, Razo, just make yourself like you belong there.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. That's what he did.
Dude.
He walked in through the door without stopping. Hey, nobody told him, "Hey, where are you going on?"
Dude,
He did that every time.
Okay, let me tell you a story when Oscar fought Trinidad.
See, Razo's warming up, gallo. You get another shot,
Oh yeah,
bro.
it might be. Yeah, well, let's do it because I want to see.
Hey, I charged my battery. We're ready to go.
Oscar's first loss, right, to Trinidad. We're all sad. We're all sad. Everybody's all tristes, right? Okay, are they still gonna have an after party? Yes, they are. No, they're not. I don't know.
Are they still gonna have after party?
I got the green light from. They are having it. It was at the Mandalay. Was that the Mandalay Bay? Was that the? I think that's where he fought Trinidad.
Razo!
Oh, salud.
Salud.
The after party was at the restaurant called O'Reilly's or it's right in the middle of the Mandalay Bay. There's a bar, like a stage, and there's a restaurant to the left. O'Reilly's or Rails or something like that.
Anyway.
Anyways, that's where the after party. They weren't letting people in. We didn't know, like.
This is after Oscar lost to Trinidad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the Trinidad.
Did you have a ticket for that fight?
So, that one I did, a $50 one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't sit up there. So then, we're at that time I had to go to the restroom, dude. And they have the beach. I think it's called the beach. Their pool is a beach.
Yeah, the beach at Mandalay. Yeah.
So I went outside, and there was a security guard right there. And I was like, dude, I gotta go to the restroom. So he let me do pee right there. And I told him, yeah, we're trying to get into the after party. And he goes, hey, I'll hook you up. He goes, we're working security all the back right here. He goes, I could get you in through the kitchen. And I was like, send it.
Send it.
So I went, dude. We used to roll deep, bro. So we go through the kitchen, and the security guard was like, he was charging. He goes, yeah, dude, I'll get you in wherever you want, $10 a head. All right, fuck it, let's go. I got my boys in, dude. What do? I go outside to the big old line, and people that I knew, hey, you guys want to get in? I got you guys, man. 20 bolas.
Wait, hold on. The dude told you 10.
Yeah, he said 10, homie. I'm charging 20.
You're like the Buki in Mexico.
Exactly. I'm making money, homie. So, dude, for $20, he's letting people in through the kitchen, bro. And it was so funny. You're walking in and you'll see the cocineros and this and that getting into the kitchen. Now, back then, bro, the after parties were fucking chingon. It was once you got in, it was like free booze and free food and this and that. So for $20, bro, come on, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. That was a cool one.
Wait, how many people did you bring in, you think?
From East LA, bro, there must have been at least 40, 50.
Are you serious? Into the party?
Into the party, dude. Dude, we used to roll deep. I mean, with me, there was 10 of us, and we all stayed in the same fucking room. Remember the real, all the rooms are suites.
Yeah,
so
the real.
You could fit like 20 people in there, bro.
You are a real Mexican guy.
Razo, bro.
It was awesome. I have some good ones on the. There was one time when he had the after party at the Hard Rock Cafe. Same thing, dude. Right there.
Hard Rock was partying.
Yeah, right there, bro. It wasn't $20. Right there, I was making some good coin.
You will charge me some more.
But I was getting, dude. It was because back then the after parties were like they were cool, dude. They were like the Oscar used to have some good ones, and the lines were big, dude, and people wanted to get in. So For 100 bolas, I was getting them in, bro.
What?
Oh yeah, and they'll pay just to be part of it, huh?
They don't want to wait in line, bro. You're in
Yeah.
Vegas. The way I see it, you're in Vegas. Like $100 is kind of like nothing, dude. Like, you know. And it's funny because I was sober. Like I let my people who got in,
You were working, bro. You were working.
and with two credentials, bro. One for me, one for somebody else. And I was getting like one at a time, one at a time. And once I got inside, I was like finally like I'm already trying to have a good time. Where I think it was Body English or that was
Body English,
now
Hard
it's
Rock.
yeah. And so now we're in there. And every time I would go to the bar, like, hey, that's the dude that hooked us up. Let's get him a drink. I swear, within 30 minutes, people were buying me drinks. I was done, dude. I
You were
was
sending it.
Harry had to carry me back to the taxi line and shit.
Send it.
It was good times, good times.
Oh my god! I. This is fantastic. This is why ThursDIAZ is amazing because we started off as Razo, tu gallo. He drove you. Now we know this true. He was quadrupling taxing people at Body English for $100 if you want to come. Would Oscar even go to these parties?
Yeah, that's why people. Yeah, because that's why people wanted to go.
So he'd make an appearance.
Yeah, it's not like now, dude. Like now,
Now it's not. It's too much.
from what I hear is like the clubs are paying people to show up so that they can get the people and stuff like that. But now it's not the same. I remember back then, like HBO used to have him a party, and
Yeah.
then he would do his own party.
Do you remember those days, Joel? Those parties?
Of course.
You would go to them too?
No, I mean, when
You
we
didn't
had
know. You didn't know Razo. If not, he would have got you in.
Era
Yeah.
Cristiano. No,
See,
no, no, no.
no. What happened? What happened? I remember the fight. The fight when Antonio fought on the undercard of Oscar. Oscar had his after party over there, but we were with Antonio. We had our own after party, you know.
At the
So
Orleans
we had after parties at the Orleans, you know,
Imperial
when Antonio,
Palace.
at the Imperial Palace, yes. At Bally's when Antonio fought Margarito.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we were never around, the after parties with Oscar. We would go if we were at the fight or we had a fight. I mean, it was because it was either Antonio or somebody from our team.
Yeah.
And after fights, we just we'll go over here.
Yeah, it was a different time. It was.
If I would have known Razo back then, I would have probably be, hey Razo, te doy 20, méteme para adentro,
I wouldn't have charged you, Gallo. You're
¿Ya
good.
ves?
You're
See
good.
that? He wouldn't charge. He would just say, Kyle, and we'll buy you drinks.
Thieves, yeah.
Wait, so Razo, so you didn't know Oscar growing up? You just knew of him?
I'll tell you how I met Oscar.
Well, dime.
So
I just made a drink, so dime.
in the summers, our football coach, used to give us like summer jobs. So I used to work at McDonald's, and Oscar at the time was dating a friend of mine, and she brought him through the drive-through. They would come to the drive-through, and I would try and hook up Oscar, like, hey, what do you want? Because we heard that he was like potentially going to the Olympics and this and that. So I would try and hook him up, and every time he'll be like, oh, just give me a salad, give me a salad. Dude, a high school student at that age is just wanting a salad. He was dedicated right there and then. And so that's how I met him. And then at school, you will see him here and there, just knowing him, he signed my yearbook or something. But I wasn't like a friend, like I used to hang out with him in high school or anything like that. He wasn't a friend like that. I met him more was because of Eric. Eric was a connection, through him.
Gotcha. So does Oscar remember you being the football star at Garfield High?
Nah, dude, come on, relax. I wasn't a football star. Relax.
You weren't?
He's a star now, though.
He's a star now. It's interesting. It's the beauty of what we do here on ThursDIAZ. You start telling the stories of Platica and everybody's involved, and you get going, and all of a sudden it's like one thing leads to another, and it's like, look, we can sit here and pick who's Virgil gonna fight, who's Ryan gonna fight, who cares about that stuff? I'd rather hear about Fernando Vargas and his clique with the fucking 4 bangs and the rebel haircut style, ready to go, and Buki and Michoacan, who's other fighting people, and Joel and all that other stuff. So it's pretty cool.
And Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Joel, when you sent me that picture And next week, I didn't send the picture you sent me about Michael Jackson and Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna save that for when we have Roberto Diaz on next week. But I also got pictures of.
Oh.
Well, your license plate doesn't say Ali on it, does it?
No, Roberto's a big fan of Ali.
Roberto's a big
Yeah.
fan.
So next week we'll do ThursDIAZ again. We'll take care of it. And if you guys want to, this is also available on iTunes and Spotify. Just go under Beto Duran, you'll find it there. So pretty cool. Everybody interacting with us. This is really good. Razo, we did an hour and 55. You feel good?
I'm good.
Are you a little buzzed?
Feeling good. I'm good. I'm good. Little shots here and there. We're good.
Yeah.
We could take one before we call it. Hey, look at I see Joel. We could take another one before we call it a night.
I mean, if you want to. All right. Well, make sure everybody's taking one at home too.
Yeah, you're talking about the picture I sent you where Oscar and I were in the Silver Gloves.
Yeah, that's another one.
I recently saw Oscar. We went to his friend's birthday party, his wife's birthday party, and Oscar was there. And I showed him the picture, and he says, "Yeah, I was like 15 or 16 at that time." That was when we went to Prescott, Arizona, for the National Silver Gloves. I fought Clarence Bones Adams on the finals on that one.
Wait, Bones Adams, the guy who became the world champion, the trainer now?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
And Bones Adams and we have that every time we run into each other. I always tell him, "Remember the fight?" I said, "I'm gonna look for it on tape, and you and I are gonna go over it again, so you know that I beat you. And he's like, "I gotta see it," because Bones Adams at the time was a fighter that he was knocking people out. He was very strong kid. He was knocking people. When we got to the finals in Prescott, and the first day we got to the fight, I get in the ring, I fight, I win, I get in the dressing room, and then all of a sudden I see a kid with a broken nose, all bloody. Oh, I just lost to Bones Adams. The next day, another kid gets knocked out. Oh, he lost Bones Adams. So he's moving. We're on the bracket, and I'm winning, he's winning. And I'm like, am I going to meet this guy in the finals?
Hey, how old are you at this time?
16.
Okay.
And sure thing. I mean, he wins in the semifinals, and I win, and we go to the finals, and we both win. So we make it to the main, right?
Yeah.
And I said, wow.
It's like
I remember
the kid right here.
I said, man, this is, but you know what? Bones Adams at the time was a real cocky kid. One of those kids that he relied on his power, and he hardly trained. One of those kids that thinks, I got this, I don't need to train or whatever. But I would train really hard. I was not maybe as talented as he is, but I trained really hard. Sure thing, we get in the ring, and even in the lobby, Lee Espinosa, my trainer at the time, and their team were like, "Oh, your boy's gonna get knocked out." And Lee says, "Well, you guys want to bet?" And Lee bet $100. And
on an amateur fight?
Yeah, I was gonna get knocked out. And I still remember when Lee says, "He's not gonna get knocked out. You guys want to bet money, And sure thing, they bet $100. When I got in the ring, I'm not gonna lie, he did hurt me. When he caught me with his trademark shot, boom, he got me with a left hook right here on the temple, and I leaned on the ropes, and I sort of like blacked out for a little bit. But when I came back to senses, like, okay, all right, I started chasing him. First round, yeah, he beat me. It was early in the second round because I was putting pressure. He got tired. I won the second and the third round. I still have it on tape. And he was just running. He was tired. He was just holding me, and I wanted to knock his head out. He probably only beat me the first round, but he beat me. He won the fight. That's why every time Bones Adams and I meet, I always tell him, I beat you on the fight. He goes, I beat you. Let's watch the tape together. And I said, give me a rematch right now. We'll make it out of catchweight. We'll make it out of catchweight.
And to that, I say salute, bro. That's awesome right there. Salute.
Here, guys. Oof.
And you know what? Whew. That's the beat. What you're talking about right now, it's 2020, and you remember a fight that happened when you were 16 years old, and you remember every single detail. Oscar will remember what happened when he sparred you on Sunday. They won't remember what happened yesterday, but those kind of memories are what is the beauty about the sport of boxing, where you make those camaraderies, you make everything else, you make everything, that connection. That's what matters the most. That's the beauty of ThursDIAZ. It's where you take somebody back to where it started, and it's pretty cool. It's you're talking about Bones Adams, you're talking about Oscar, and like the picture you sent me. It's just fun. That's why I love doing this show, because it's la plática, where it's like
that's why Roberto gets mad at me because I don't remember something from yesterday or the week before, this and that. But I remember things of like high school
Yeah.
or the Rams and this, and he goes, "How do you remember that? But you don't remember this?" And I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And right now, shout out to Emilio Sanchez, who's watching us right now. Emilio actually tested positive for COVID-19. He's been in isolation. He's got like another week where he can't talk to anybody. Emilio's got a big future ahead of him. So, Emilio, saludos. I know you want to be back with the coach pretty soon, but stay your ass
Emilio,
right now.
hang in there, man. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Be
Just
positive, my friend. Be positive.
Yeah.
follow the guidelines, and you'll be fine, man.
Yeah, there's no fights anyway, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, so Bones Adams, Razo, and Oscar, all kinds of stuff.
Yes,
Good
sir.
times. Good times. Good times.
Razo, people want. Look, Richard Monreal says Razo coming back next week. He has more stories.
I'm gonna get loaded before I get on, and then
That's what it is.
So you can loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Razo loosens up and then send it.
And now, like Joel Diaz said, he saw Razo in a hotel in New York, and all you heard was "Send it." There we go. Razo, last words for you. It's been 2 hours, bro. You've been talking for 2 hours.
You know what? I've never done this. I was
Hard, huh?
nervous. Like I told you guys, it
Hard.
was a little nerve-wracking. You want to think of things to say or this and that. Beto's, doing a good job of keeping us going. I love listening to Joel's stories. This is cool, dude. Whenever you want to do it again, I'll be more prepared because it was like an hour before that I got, bumped
So
into this.
you testing the waters today, Razo.
Yeah,
You got your feet wet now. It's like it's okay, it's cool.
Even if
believe me.
Smith might be calling me for an interview, I just want to be ready,
Now Ellie Seckback is going to be asking Razo, what do you think about this fight? Ellie, when Ellie Seckback interviews you, you're big time, Razo.
Reporting. This is awesome, dude. I've always been nervous to talk to people or to anything like this. That's why, I give a lot of credit to Eric. I give a lot of credit to Roberto when he does translation. I think he's one of the best when it comes to that, because sometimes even speaking in English, I can't say things right, and Roberto does it flawless sometimes.
Just keep drinking. Just keep drinking. You can translate anything right now.
And even when I'm talking, I feel like I'm being Beto when I'm using my hands and stuff like that. So I kind of
don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, Antonio. I don't understand anything he says, but when he's drunk, I understand everything he says. Antonio, when he's drunk, he speaks really, really.
He's good.
Oh, yeah, but when he's not drunk, look at that. Hey, he's a bookie from Mexico. Look.
Beto, I'm looking for a 130 pounder.
I got him. And then they show up and they're like,
Hey,
I thought you said kilos, not pounds.
Hey, we're paying them $100. So you offer them wherever you want.
No problem.
That's the crazy part of how much they pay when, like in Tijuana and stuff, dude. That show we had in Mexicali when we had our fights, and then the other promoter had his fight, and their fighters were lining up at the end of the show, and he's right there paying them $100, $200. I was like, damn, dude, we're like super nice paying people.
Watch, as Razo, if I'm lying, but this is the first question, boom, that pops up to their mind. Razo picks up the phone. Hey, bro, I'm looking for a fighter at this weight, and the first question is, how much are you paying?
How much? Yeah.
Like that. They're not like, hey, like, para cuándo, qué peso, or not. The first question that comes out of their mouth is like, ¿y cuánto pagan? Like that. That way they can start making their own.
If it's worth it or not.
Yeah.
El deporte de los pobres. There's no need for this. It's crazy. But it's fun. We love it. And boxing is back. Top Rank had boxing in Vegas this weekend. So, Joel, you're going to fight. When is your guy going to fight?
Tuesday, Tuesday the 16th.
Tuesday the 16th. And who is the fighting again? What's his name?
His name's Bobber John. Bobber John. I don't remember. I can't pronounce his last
Yeah.
name.
So all right, we call him Bobby. He'll be on. He's gonna be on ESPN.
Yeah, he's gonna be on ESPN.
Who's he
on
fighting
Tuesday.
against?
He's fighting this guy by the name of. I'll tell you right now.
But for sure, he's gonna be on ESPN. So it'll be on Tuesday, which means next week, ThursDIAZ, we're gonna get the full report on what Joel Diaz had to go through while he was in the bubble in Las Vegas. So all kinds of good stuff. Golden Boy's gonna have a fight sometime in July. We know that. Don't know where. Don't know details. If you have any questions about the details, go to Michelada Time on Instagram or Twitter. Ask him because Michelada Time has the caviar. He has the sushi. He has all the fancy food. So Michelada Time, he'll answer you. Just tell him Razo said I can ask you whatever I want.
Joel, I am gonna grill you when you come back, Joel. I'm gonna be like, how was this? How was that?
No,
yeah, whatever.
What could we do? What shouldn't we do?
No, because I'm actually thinking next week Bernardo Suna, because he's in the bubble right now.
Yeah.
If I can get permission from ESPN, have Bernie on the show with us, because the program I have right now, we can have up to 5 different people. I just don't agree that we don't need that many voices. But if Bernie can come on and tell us what's going on, because Bernardo Suna is the only reporter allowed at the facility. Because Joe Testator's is in Vegas. Everybody's at his house. Andre Ward's at his house. So next Thursday, ThursDIAZ, for sure, we're going to have a show as Joel Diaz will report back to us from Las Vegas, as your guy will fight on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday, Joel Diaz will be there. We'll take care of it with all kinds of stuff. As far as the cohetes, Talia, they're in my house in Carson. My neighbor is one of the cholos who's been lighting them up for the last 3 weeks. So we have all kinds of stuff. Razo, any last words?
Thank you guys. This was awesome. You know, this is it is harder, like you say, it is hard to do, but next time I'll be a little prepared. But you know,
don't prepare.
You go off the mic. You just go off it. You know.
Normally we have a theme and a question. Today we just don't know who Razo is, bro. Now we know. You're the guy fucking working the hustle in the kitchen.
Yeah. Now we know who Razo is.
I could give you more stories, but you know what? I'll save it for next time you guys invite me back.
Exactly.
Send it.
Send it. So to everybody, the Don Julio's done. Don Ramon is done.
Ramon's still kicking a little bit.
Well, hey, there you go. So for Javier Razo, Coach Joel Diaz, thank you very much, Coach. Safe travels in Las Vegas. We'll be checking in with you. Razo, we did 2 hours and 7 minutes of this.
Thank you, guys, man. I appreciate it.
And to everybody that's been watching, the Green Eye Bandit, Leti Ariola, Karina Torres, Veronica, the Ace of SoCal, Lucas Batiste, everybody that's been watching, thank you guys so much for the support. And here's one of the cool things. Yesterday, I was at the Ace of SoCal's cousin's house in
brothers, neighbors, dogs, sitters.
I picked up the beer from Bottle Logic Brewery in Fullerton. So Danny Duco, he makes the beer. The Ace's cousin makes the beer.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go pick it up, and a guy walks by, he and his daughter, and he just like there, and he's like, I was like, hey man, it's cool. Hey, have a good night. He's like, what? And I was like, hey, have a good night. He's like, I heard your voice. You're Beto Duran. I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking, you know, Laker fan, Dodger fan. He goes, ThursDIAZ.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that. I get that a lot. Yeah. Especially on my messages.
Yeah, so I think somebody needs to make some ThursDIAZ stickers, some T-shirts, and we'll make, because aquí está la maldita pobreza. We're ready to go.
I got you. Hey, I got you.
So, so Toño, don't worry about it. We'll get you going. So everybody, for Joel Diaz, for Razo Diaz, thanks everybody for watching. For Azahir Diaz and everybody else, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. If you've been listening to on YouTube, it's available on iTunes and Spotify. Gracias, good night, and adios.
Have a good night, everybody. Razo, te guacho, gallo.
Gallo!